Hello, how are we? Good morning, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Fairy Emma. Thank you for being first to cry today. I appreciate you. Hi, Moss Bunny. Your first campsite villager is always so chaotic and exciting. I hope you get somebody well. Hi, Celery. Hi, Beetles. Hi, Shizu. Good to see you. Thank you for being here early, waking up with me. I appreciate it. Friends, if you're just joining me on live, welcome in. I'm Sky. I'm live on both Twitch and YouTube. And I've missed you. Oh my gosh, guys. I got tea to update you on. It's been a weekend. It's been a weekend for sure. If it's your first time here, once again, my name is Sky. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm live Tuesday through Friday when I'm lucky. When you're lucky. You missed me. I missed you more. Okay, so first off, the camera's not killing me. Thank you so much, my high quality camera, for not making me look like an absolute lobster on the stream. I am sunburnt. Severely sunburned. So sad. I know. Shocking. Me, who never goes outside, sunburn? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. There's definitely a lot of color. I am going to be at least 4 to 5 shades darker than I was. I know it really doesn't look like it on the camera. I'm like, bless you. Bless you. We put the money into the right equipment, okay? We really did. It hurts to sit. It hurts to walk. It hurts to bend my legs. I stayed up all night on Sunday. I woke up at 12 p.m. on Sunday in the afternoon. I never sleep in late, but my sister was like, sleep in because we're waking up. We're not going to sleep. We're gonna do this whole thing. So I was like, okay. So I slept until 12 p.m. Mistake number 1. When I woke up, I was obviously not tired at all. So I pretty much spent the whole day just kind of like lounging. Okay, I didn't do much. I was waiting for the night. So then the night came, and me and my sister, we were watching Jersey Shore. And we watched Jersey Shore until about like 2:30 in the morning. And then we went upstairs, got our bags, and we drove out to the beach. I spent like 10 to 12 hours at the beach. When we got there, nobody was there. So it was really cool. The water was ice cold, freezing. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to add you to my board. Thank you for 28 months, Mike. It's good to see you. The water was ice cold. Like, I'm telling you, like, it felt like ice cubes. When we got there in the morning, there wasn't even a lifeguard. Like, that's how early we got there. And honestly, I was living my best life. We decided to get in the water, even though it was freezing cold. It was clear. The water was literally clear. It was iconic. It was like, wow, I can't believe how beautiful the vibes are today. So we were in the water. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, we're in the water. And let me tell you, the waves were eating us up. Like, I have cuts all over. She has cuts all over. It was a moment. It was a moment. We decided to just dive right in because like we knew it was ice cold. So that was our wake up call. Okay. Like we woke up, it was freezing. We were dying. The sun wasn't there. Okay. The sun wasn't there yet either. So we were really freezing. We were the only people at the beach for a really long time. But then naturally, like around 11 a.m., people started to come. Which was fine, whatever. And then I was like, let's tan, summer. I was like, last seeing you guys, I was like, yeah, I'm over summer. Let's get into fall. I lied to you. I'm sorry. I guess I'm still in summer because I was like, let's tan. So we were doing like 20 to 40 minute intervals of like front side, back side, front side, back side. Okay. And I was like, you know what? This is probably going to be like the last time I tan all winter long because it's about to be the fall, so I gotta get some color in. Well, the sun gave me color, just not the right one. And like I said, it hurts to sit, it hurts to walk. It was crazy. I fell asleep while tanning. Luckily my sister was like, girl, wake up, flip over at least. So that was something, but I was asleep. So there was points where my skin was like getting sun to sun contact without the sunblock on. I did wear sunblock, so I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it. I've been hearing it all weekend. I wore sunblock, I swear. I was putting on sunblock, like every time we do the like intervals. I don't know, whatever. Was it worth it? Yes. Okay, so listen. At first it was so worth it. Like the whole time I was there, I didn't feel burnt at all. I kept asking my sister, am I red? Am I pink? She's like, no, you look the same. I'm like, oh man, I'm not going to get any color today. Like, this is crazy. We were doing cold plunges in between our suntan sessions because the water was so freezing cold. A bunch of surfer guys showed up. They wanted to be in like the nicest spot of the water. There's a whole beach, but they wanted to be like right there next to us in the nicest spot of like the water where the waves aren't crashing as bad. So they're like pushing us over to where like the waves are bad and they're crashing like a lot harder than like on the other side. I was so mad because I literally like we were in the water and like a giant wave came up over us. I like face planted right into my sister. My sister was like skidding in the sand. Like I said, we got cuts galore all over our legs. All over, she's got it all over her arms. I was like going like this on the floor. Anyways, yeah. At one point we got, because eventually, a lifeguard came. At one point the lifeguard talked to us. And that was probably one of the most embarrassing yet hilarious moments. Because like, we're just girls, okay? We're just girls. He was like, guys, when a wave comes, like, you gotta go under, okay? Like, you can't try to break it, you can't try to take it. And we were like, okay. But in my head, I was like, sir, maybe you should tell the surfer guys not to, like, be taking up the whole side of the water. That's, like, not that bad. Anyway, me and my sister thought it was pretty funny that we got talked to, because it's, like, us. So, whatever. Yeah, so I spent like the entire day at the beach. Okay. And then I was like so fine, so normal. Did not hurt. And then we finally were like, okay, let's get in the car. We wanted Korean corn dogs. Have you had it before? Let me know, friends. So we wanted Korean corn dogs. We went to go and get those. The one we wanted was like an hour away. So like we're going there and suddenly I'm like, man, I'm like my legs kind of hurt. I wonder why my legs hurt. I'm wearing like sweatpants. I'm like, maybe it's the material. Maybe my skin's just sensitive. I get home hours after that. And I'm literally so red. Like, dude, I couldn't imagine showing you my bottom. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, I'm super red. It's starting to hurt even more. Me and my sister, we both showered, and then we like lathered our stuff in ourselves in like aloe from head to toe. We're like in aloe, right? And then like there's like a suntan lotion we put on top, Aquaphora. There's like a spray that we had. I don't know. She pulled it all out of my mom's cabinet. I was like, wow, I guess we were prepared at least. Anyway, so we like lather our stuff in healing, and I'm freezing. I'm literally shaking, chattering, freezing. I have a fever. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. So I'm shaking, I'm cold, my body is so hot that like I have a insulated bottle, right? So like I put ice and like cold water in it. It's usually cold on the outside. I put it literally just to my leg. It was piping hot. I was like, oh, I'm so screwed, guys. I am so screwed. I am so screwed. So I was kind of stupid, and I was so cold. I put on like pants, a long sleeve, a robe. I had like 3 blankets on me. I was still cold. I went to sleep. I woke up, and it was the day of the funeral, which was yesterday, which is why I wasn't here. I was supposed to go to the funeral. I went to get out of my bed. By the way, I woke up early because, you know, the funeral started early. And when I went to get out of the bed, I literally like collapsed because my legs were so bad. They're like borderline, they're like burnt, and there's pieces that like are bruised. That's how bad. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this to myself. Hi Mia, it's good to see you. Anyway, so I'm burnt, right? I can't stand, dude, my is literally white. Like, it's literally so white, you would not believe it. And like, dude, I literally look like 5 shades darker down there. It's crazy. Like, it's so crazy. I didn't get much like of a sunburn on top. Like, this doesn't hurt. It literally hurts to sit in my seat right now. It hurts to move my legs. So anyways, I'm up early. It's like 7 a.m. and I'm up. And I'm trying to get up because I can't walk because I have a super severe sunburn. And I'm like, I don't think I can go to this funeral. Because like, how am I going to stand in like some shoes? And like, how am I going to put on like a dress? And like, how am I going to look my best when I'm literally like burnt, right? Hi, Kristen. Good to see you on YouTube, love. I'm telling a story about my weekend. I'm severely sunburned if you're just joining me. Anyway, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to go to this funeral. Now, you guys know that when I told you about this funeral, I low-key told you I didn't want to go. So I think that's my karma. I'm not going to lie. I was like, damn, karma's... Because I literally was like not able to stand yesterday. Anyways... So I go to my sister's room, and like I'm feeling nauseous, I'm feeling sick, like I gotta throw up. I'm screaming, crying, and throwing up. Literally. She's like not as bad, but she's still burnt too. Like she's like, yeah, it hurts really bad, but like she wasn't like me. I don't know. Whatever. So I go to my mom's room, guys. This is where things just get so embarrassing. Like, this is nightmare fuel. When I say karma's karma, karma's karma. Because I go into my mom's room. She just woke up. Literally, eyes are, like, peeled. And, dude, I just show her my butt. Like, I'm sorry. I just show her my butt. She's, like, audibly gasping. And she's like, oh, my gosh, no way. And I'm like, yes way. Yes way. And so she starts putting aloe on me. She starts putting like all this medicine stuff on me, and I'm telling her, girl, I'm not going to this funeral. And she's like, yeah, I get that. She's like, we really want you to go, but you know, like you are in a lot of pain. So I didn't go to the funeral. My sister went to the funeral. She was low-key burnt about it because I didn't go. Sorry, girl. I was dying. Okay, when I say I was dying, I mean I was dying yesterday. I'm dying today. But I was like, no, I gotta come on and get the story time. I gotta tell you guys where I'm at right now because seriously, this is an unreal story. Anyway, so my mom is putting on like thick globs of aloe vera every like 5 minutes. I'm standing in front of sand. Wow, I'm still at the beach. Anyway, I'm standing in front of a fan, butt up in the air. She's putting aloe vera all down my legs, all over my butt. This is embarrassing, okay? I'm hit rock bottom. Well, I think I've hit rock bottom, but honey, it gets a lot worse. Anyway, so, dude, it was bad. It was so bad. I'm being as real as possible. Like, the transparency is crazy today. So, I'm getting lathered with aloe vera every so often. At one point, my dad walks in. My butt's in the air, you guys. My dad walks in. I was so mortified. I was absolutely mortified. I could not believe it. I was like, no. I was like, no. It was one thing for my mom to see my butt in the air like that. It was another for my dad to see it. It was so shameful. It was so awkward. He was like, whoa. He closed the door real quick, and I was just standing there literally. And I was like, oh my God, things can't get worse. Things cannot get worse than this. Yes. It was so bad. So, okay, my mom's like, let me get you some medicine. She gives me some Advil. What is the Advil? PM, you guys. PM. She gives me Advil PM. It's like freaking not even 8 a.m. It is not even 8 a.m. and I'm taking two Advil PMs. And my mom is like, oh my gosh, I'm like talking to her, and suddenly like I glance over, I see the bottle, I see a moon on it. I literally see a nighttime moon, and I'm like, girl, is that a PM Advil right there? And she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, I feel so bad. She's like, borderline about to cry. I'm like, girl, calm down. I'm not going to this funeral anyway. And so she's like, oh, feeling bad. I'm like, dang it, dude. I just took 2 Advil PMs. My butt's in the air. I'm burning. I can't move. Like, it's getting worse by the minute. My dad just walked in. Like, this is crazy. Hello to Emmy on YouTube. It's good to see you. What a story to walk in on. Anyways, so they go to the funeral. I knock out, okay? They go to the funeral, and I'm like, I'm tired. I knock out right in my bed. Freezing cold. She was like, you can't put anything more than a sheet on. As soon as I heard the car drive out of the driveway, I literally got like 3 layers on. I was like, I'm so sorry. I am dead cold right now. She was like, you have a fever. Don't do it. And I was like, I'm doing it anyway. I am doing it anyway. I'm not going to freeze. So I'm laying in the bed. I fall asleep, and I wake up to them coming home. And I'm like, damn, that's a crazy 3 hours gone. That's wild. Like, where did those hours go? To the Advil PM she gave me. Anyway, so they come home. My mom's like, how are you feeling? Drop your pants. Let me put some more stuff on you. And I'm like, damn, this is the worst. This is the worst. Like, it is so bad. So then they tell me, oh, we're going to have your aunt come over after the funeral, because she hasn't seen the new house. Even though we've been here a minute. Whatever. She hasn't seen it. And I'm like, dude, you're going to invite people over? When I'm looking like this, you're gonna invite people over? They're like, yeah, we're gonna show off the house, so like make sure your room looks good. And I'm like, no way, no shot. So here I am, barely able to stand. My legs are hurting. I'm like trying to like fix a few things, make my room look presentable. It wasn't bad. I cleaned it before the beach, so it wasn't that bad. But like, I literally had visitors over while I'm dying. I was like, thank you so much for inviting them over to see me at my worst. I did not want to go to the funeral to not be caught lacking, and here I am being caught lacking. So I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, she comes over. She tells my mother this. She says, one time I had a sunburn. I put apple cider vinegar on my body. Instantly took away the sting. And I was like, I'm not doing that. That reeks, for one. For two, I have a long history with that, and I don't like it. It literally gives me triggers, okay? Like, I can't do it. So I was like, I don't want to do that. Just like, well, you can do regular vinegar, whatever. I brushed this off. I'm like, girl, shut up. Like, I brushed this off. No offense, okay? I know I'm sounding rude, but I was like, girl, shut your mouth. Like, don't be telling her things that I don't want to do. Anyways, so I go back to sleep because, again, I took Advil PM, so I'm dying. I'm, like, tired, and I'm, like, in pain. I go back to sleep. Then I'm watching the new Sandy Cheeks SpongeBob movie, which I did not know was out. Did you guys see it? Apparently it's out. 5 days now it's been out. Whatever, I'm watching Sandy Cheeks. It's cute. It was whatever. It was good. I'm a SpongeBob fan, so whatever. I guess I'm gonna eat up any SpongeBob universe content. So Sandy Cheeks is in Texas. I was thinking of you, Chell, because I know you're in Texas. It's like the closest glimpses I've ever gotten to Texas was through Sandy Cheeks. And I was thinking it was so weird. I know, off topic of my actual story, but I was thinking how it was so weird that like Sandy has a Texas accent, right? And like Sandy's family has a Texas accent, but like they go to the real life Texas and there's like real life people in the movie. Why don't they have a Texas accent? What was going on there? It was really weird. It was like I felt like I was like kind of like messed up off of like the medicine I was taking. I was like, am I clocking tea right now or not? I don't know. None of the real people had a Texas accent, but Sandy and her family do. Whatever. So I watched Sandy Cheek's movie, and then I eat dinner. Okay, I eat dinner, and dinner was not good, but we won't get into that. Whatever. I eat dinner because that's what I had to do. So I'm eating dinner, and then my mom tells me, we got some apple cider vinegar in the cabinet. You're going to put that on. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not, girl. No, I'm not. And she's like, you're literally dying. Yes, you are. She's like, go upstairs into your shower and I'll meet you up there. Instantly, I feel 5 years old again. And I'm like, no way. I'm going to be standing in the shower and my mom's going to be rubbing apple cider vinegar on me. Yes fucking way, you guys. Yes fucking way. I'm sorry I'm cussing, but dude, yes. Like when I say the transparency is high today, it is full blown. You are looking through me and my soul this morning. Anyways, dude, I'm in the shower and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is going to happen to me, right? And so I put on a swimsuit because I was not going in a bare body. Let's be real. I'm too big for this. I'm at my big age, we aren't doing that. So I'm wearing a swimsuit in the shower and my mom is splashing apple cider vinegar. I am literally like gagging in the shower. I'm gagging. My eyes burn. I'm feeling nauseous. I'm seeing black spots. I'm like freaking out, you guys. I am literally fucking freaking out, like beyond belief. I'm like, Mom, this is the worst thing ever. By the way, again, the dinner was awful. She did like they had like the real chili dogs. They got me like some soy dog with like the vegetarian chili, and I don't eat chili dogs. I don't want to tell you my opinions on a chili dog, but nonetheless, she served me up a chili dog before this. She served me up a fucking chili dog before this. So with that, plus the apple cider vinegar being splashed on my body, I am dying. I'm dying. My sister's freaking gagging in her room. She's like, you could smell it in my room. You could smell it in my room. It's a big house. I'm like, no way, that's the freaking scent's traveling. I'm being so dramatic at this point. That's why I said drama queen is attempting to stream with a sunburn, because I am very dramatic about this whole thing. But again, it hurts so bad, you guys, you have no idea. Whatever. Anyways, so we do the first round and I'm like, thank God it's over. I'm like Googling on my phone when my mom leaves. I'm like, benefits of apple cider vinegar on your body. Like, is this gonna give me some clear skin? Is it gonna tighten me up? Like, what's going on? There's like no benefits. I was like, wow. So I'm doing this for the sting, apparently. Allegedly, the sting. Whatever. She comes back in. She's like, are you ready for round 2? Am I ready for round 2? No, I'm not ready for round 2. I thought we were just doing one round. She's like, you were already in this deep. We've already done it one time. You might as well do it again so it actually works. So here I go, standing there once again, gagging, eyes burning, dying. I'm like over it, and she's doing it again to me. This happens 3 times, you guys. 3 times. It took over an hour because you have to let it dry before you can put it on again. 3 fucking times. And all I could think of was like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. Yesterday I was lounging on the beach, cold plunging into clear water. Today I'm standing in my shower while my mom freaking lathers me in apple cider vinegar. It was a nightmare. It is still a nightmare. I told her this is what nightmare fuel is made of. Karma, 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 karma. Should have just went to the funeral. At that point, should have just went to the funeral. That's all I could tell myself. Should have just went to the funeral. Should have just done it. Took 3 hours. Look at me now. I'm suffering 3 days probably. 3 days probably. Whatever. So then she does that. I shower. I start spraying eucalyptus in the shower because it's reeking. Oh, it's bad. It was so bad. Oh no, yes, thank you for the raid, love. Oh gosh. Hello raiders, I'm Sky. My pronouns are she, her, and I just started my live with a crazy story time. I hope you had a lot of fun with Cass on her stream in her new island, which is all about Hello Kitty. Hi Cass, it's good to see you. Hello to Flamboy, it's good to see you. Welcome in. And Katten and Tanya and all the other Frenchy friends who came in with Cass. Thank you for supporting them. Hello to Jasmine as well. Yeah, crazy story. We're already almost through it. Not a good time to just walk in, unfortunately. But I'm very grateful for the raid. Thank you for choosing to raid me. Raiders, don't forget to stretch. Don't forget to hydrate and get comfy cozy because today's stream is going to be calm and relaxing soon. I'm just telling a crazy story about my weekend. Where did I leave off? Hi, Colton. I'm glad that you're on YouTube, by the way. Thank you so much for being here. Anyway, sorry to my other friends who I have not greeted, by the way. Just came on hot. Just came on real hot. Okay, where did I leave off? So yeah, 3 times in the shower. Wash that off. I'm spraying eucalyptus, so I don't have to smell it, right? Yeah. And then I just go to bed. Well, guess what? I'm going to bed. My sister texts me and she's like, hey girl, tomorrow can you wake up at 5 a.m? Tomorrow's today, by the way. She's like, hey girl, tomorrow can you wake up at 5 a.m. and go pick up our cousin with me so we can go do this thing for school? They're doing like a sunrise morning thing for school today. And I'm like, she's like, please. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that, because if you heard the story before this, you would understand why. I'm not going to get back into it, but like if you heard everything I just went through right before she texted me this, you would know why I don't want to go and wake up at 5 a.m. Hi, Jasmine. So I told her I'll think about it. She takes that as a yes, naturally, because I think about it equals yes. She tells my mom I'm doing it. So basically, I'm doing it. So this morning, guess who's up at 5 a.m? Me. I'm up at 5 a.m. Do I have to be up at 5 a.m? No, my stream starts at 10:30 in the morning. No, I did not have to wake up at 5 a.m. But here I am, waking up at 5 a.m. today. Today I woke up at 5 a.m, you guys. I wake up at 5 a.m. I try to get out of my bed. I cannot stand. I'm still dying. Like, I'm telling you, I'm sitting here dying right now. You have no idea. I'm trying so hard not to move my bottom half because it's crazy. Crazy. Anyways, I wake up at 5 a.m. and she tells me, she's like, don't worry, in the morning, I'll make you a warm bagel and a hot coffee so you could feel so good. None of that was made for me this morning. I'm just going to say it. None of that. None of that. I woke up to a serve of attitude. None of that. So I was like, nice. Okay. My cousin's house, supposedly 13 minutes away. Tell me why that was almost a 45-minute drive. I don't know. 13 and 45 are pretty close though, right? So here I am at 5 a.m. It's dark out. I barely know how to work the lights on my car. I know I've been driving for a long time, but who cares? That's not the point. I'm driving at 5 a.m. It's dark out. I'm scared. I'm going to my cousin's new house because she also just moved. And I'm setting up for a longer drive than I expected. I pick up my cousin. I take them to the park, which is relatively close to our new house. And I see the entire freaking school my sister goes to there. And I'm like, wow, big turnout at 5 a.m. Who got all of you guys here? Big turnout. And they're all walking over a giant hill where you can't see them. And suddenly I'm like, where am I taking my sister right now? Where are we really, what are we really doing here? Like, I didn't think twice about the conversation when she texted me. And now I'm looking at this giant hill and groups of kids, like hooligans and kids galore. And they're going behind a hill that you can't see. And I see zero supervision. There's not like one supervision person out there. And I'm like, what is this? Where are we at right now? What is going on here? Some of these kids are driving, you know, and they're like speeding around. They're like doing donuts and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not leaving. I'm not gonna leave. Why would I leave my sister in a place where I can't even see her cross the hill? I'm not leaving. So So I end up sitting in my car for 2 hours waiting for Miss Girl and to do her sunrise morning thing with whoever's out there with her and my cousin. 2 hours I sat in my car with my hurting. Yes, I know, that's insane to say. And if you're new here, I'm so sorry this is the way we're meeting. But 2 hours. I'm dying in my car. No coffee, no warm bagel. Sunburned as all hell. Tired. I sat there 2 hours. Summerween, summer burnt weed. Screaming. Finally, she tells me she's ready to go. She gets in my car. At this point, I am so tired. I'm not even talking. I probably looked so mean. They were probably so scared of me because I was just sitting there and just silent. Felt like a mom. Really did, guys. Really felt like a mom. I was like, damn, is this what parenting is like? I like drive my car all silent. Drop off my cousin. She's like, thank you for taking us. I'm like, yeah. She gets out of my car. Whole way home, me and my sister, silent. Absolutely. I'm like, we're not talking. Like, I'm too tired for this. I am way too tired for this. So then we get home. My parents aren't here. They're on a walk. Because they're brave enough to walk by themselves. After you heard my last story. If you haven't heard my last story, you should go watch back like my other video. Apparently, I'm just a tea-telling channel these days. Whatever. They're on a walk by themselves. Go off. Not me, though. Can't even walk in my own house. Anyway, I get inside. There's a surprise waiting for us. From my lovely, wonderful child, Bagheera. Yeah, my literal cat. Big surprise. Right there. Waiting for us. I was fed up. I was so fed up. I was like, no. Like, no. Dude, I walked right past that. I looked back at my sister. She already knew. She already knew it was her. It was all her. Good luck, honey. Good luck. So she ends up cleaning that up. Good on her. Because it wasn't going to be me. Not after I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning. Wasn't going to be me. So she handles that. And already she knows. Like, I'm sitting there. I'm like making a coffee. By the way, I'm making a coffee. Whatever. While she's like cleaning that up. And she already knows that, like, I'm not in the best mood. So she just starts making breakfast. She starts making biscuits and gravy. Silent the whole time. She makes the food. I eat it. I'm like, thanks. I go upstairs. And here we freaking are today. Here we are. And that's been my day. I contemplated taking a break. And I was like, girl, you take a break a lot. You can't take a break. You're going to have to sit your burnt butt in this chair and tell the people what's going on. So that's what's going on. That's where I'm at, guys. If you go to the beach for 10 to 12 hours, good luck. Chances are the beach will come home with you. And that is our learning lesson. Screaming, crying, and literally throwing up. Thanks for listening. I really needed to get that off my chest, honestly. And yes, I am literally in pain right now. Just so you know, just out here in pain. Just dying. Straight dying right now. That was tea. Yeah. Summer I turned pretty. Anyways, I am literally going to be 4 to 5 shades darker. Like I said, my butt, probably this color compared to my skin now. And I was like, wow, I was this white? We were twinning? Like this whole time? Yeah. Jill says, I'm so sorry for your pain. So the apple cider vinegar didn't even last. No, my mom was like, I forgot one part. She came home. She was like, how you feeling? Did it work well? No, it did not work well. No, it did nothing. It did absolutely zero for me. I was like, she was a liar. She was a liar. They were all lying to me, I feel like. I don't know. Thanks for toughing it out for us and streaming. Yes. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anyways, so yeah. Don't say that, Mike. I really want this to turn all brown and to feel real nice. I mean, do I look like I got a lot of color on me? Go watch back a previous video, come back. My face, it's honestly evenly balanced. Probably because I was wearing sunglasses every other session because the sun was like straight up burning through my eyelids. It's quite literally very balanced. I was very happy. That's the only thing. I'm like, thank gosh, it doesn't look insane, right? You did not expect this story to be crazy. On behalf of everyone, we're sending the biggest hugs. Thanks, love. Kristen says, I feel so bad. Me too. Me too. At least the start of summer, you wanted that summer tan. Here we go. Or just a lot of paint in between, right? Right? It looks like blush. No, that's what my sister said. She was like, you have the perfect, like contour going for yourself. And that was the only thing keeping me strong. I was like, wow. Wow. Good thing, because again, I could barely put on makeup on this skin. Like, this skin is sensitive. I wish I could show you my tan lines. They're so sharp. But I don't want to show you that much of my body. So I won't be showing you them. But they're so sharp. It literally looks like a knife. Like, sharp as a knife. I'm pretty surprised at like how much color I really soaked up into this body. Yeah. Anyways, tomorrow's the first day of school for my sister. I think mine happens like the next week. I really gotta check online, honestly. Kind of messing around again. Got right back into summer. I got right back. I was like, guys, it's fall last week. And then this weekend, I was like, it's summer. I'm gonna go to the beach for 12 hours. Party. That's what I did. So I really got to get back into my routine. But I really got to heal first, because part of my routine is like walking, being active. I'm not doing anything. Like I said, I can barely walk. So it's going to be a minute. Back to my summer vibes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But anyways, tomorrow's the first day of school. So once again, I'll be up early. First day of that energy. But unfortunately, I won't be streaming. And here's why. My mom has some like call she has to do. She's like a speaker of some sort virtually for like something big. And naturally, knowing that I speak online with like beautiful equipment, she was like, can you help me? So I got my second setup ready for her, because I'm not going to let her sit in this room. That's weird. So I was like, okay. So I got my second setup ready, which I'm excited about, because that means I'll be streaming over there like as early as next week. So I can go back and forth. So that's kind of cool. It's like a win-win. Whatever. The reason I'm not going to stream tomorrow is because her call starts at the same time as my stream. And I know that girl has a voice to carry. And I don't want you guys hearing my mom. I just don't. She's gonna be right outside my room, yapping it up. Also, her call's on like Zoom, so I set up the camera for her and like made sure she liked the angle, the lighting, or whatever. I've never been on Zoom before, so I'm scared because my mom, like, if it's not working, she's gonna point her finger right at me. She's gonna be like, "What's going on? Fix it." And if I'm in here yapping it up, she won't care. She will straight up come in here and be like, "My stuff's not working." So I decided, for the sake of my own sanity and also anxiety, I'm just not going to show up here tomorrow. I'm just going to be on hand for her, okay? Because I really don't want to deal with like trying to do my thing while she's trying to do her thing like right outside. So wish her luck, okay? It's her first virtual presence. Something I do every day. No, I'm just kidding. And also my sister's first day of school, which I'll be taking her to and picking her up from. So it'll be my first day of my new schedule. That should be interesting. I'm also gonna take the day to rest my freaking body because I'm burning. Straight fire. Burn. So that's another reason. I'm just gonna take it as a day. That's why I'm not taking today either. I was like, let me come on. Let me tell everybody what's going on. And then I'll probably come back Friday and hopefully I can sit in the seat comfortably. Also, another reason why I'm here. This summer I turned pretty ends today. And the story was cooking up. It's almost as hot as me. So I was like, whoa, we really got to stay in the know for what's going to happen at the end of this book. So yeah, that's my story. That's my catch up. I have nothing else to say, so feel free to talk away now. What did you do this weekend? Did you match my freak? Was your weekend just as chaotic as me? I'd like to hear it in the chat. Fizzy Pop, thank you so much for 13 months. Oh yeah, I have to also catch up on gifts and stuff. Let me see. I totally did not read any of your messages, by the way. I'm so sorry. But good morning. It's good to see you. I'm so glad that you're here writing to me. And here at the start, I know Emma was first, so I want to thank Emma for being first. I know Gina was here. Gina, really hope you enjoyed my chaotic story. Who else was here? Camo. Hey, Camo. Shisu, Beatles, Gianna. Hi, Gianna. I wanted to thank Chi-Chi for the shout out the other day, if you're watching. Kiss to you, love. I was offline, but you shouted me out. That was really nice. And then Potato for gifting me offline. I appreciate the gift. I'm gonna add you to the board today. So we got Potato, we got Mike, we got Cass now, and we got Fizzy Pop. Thank you so much for investing into me. You are all so kind. We also have a hype train, 62% level 1. Is it hot or is it just me? Oh my gosh, my legs. I'm screaming. Here's my board. Let's fill it up by the end of the month. Ow, my God. You get to see me in pain today. We love that. All right, let me start adding people to the board so we can get through this. Someone's got to be red. Let's make Cass red, okay? I know we got to go back to Potato. Thank you for hugging them. But let's add Cass as red. You got this guy. Feel the burn. I wish the burn was doing more than just giving me pain. We got 4 minutes, 62%. Can you make my first destination? I hope so. Cass, thank you for 40 months. That is a flex. 40 months invested. Cass Champ with a 40. Little heart around the resub. Kiss to you. Let's see. Let's do white for Potato. Let me see. That is... Thank you for saying this is so cute, Chell. What is their username? Spelled like... Give me a second. Sorry. Scrolled too far. Okay. Pot-tay-2. Pot-tay-2 with a gift. Thank you, Angel. If you see this VOD, I appreciate you for watching this long. Here's Potato's gift. If it'll focus, probably not. I'm just so distracting. And then we have Mike. Mike also resubbed, so we're gonna get Mike in there. Classic Gamer 33 for 28 months. Thank you for 28 months. Love to see my board getting filled. We still have, I think, like 1 space left on the gift board. Help me fill that today, please. That would be nice. That would be. Classic Gamer 33 with 28 months. Here's Mike in bright blue. Hi, Logan. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you for being here. And then we have Fizzy Pop with 13 months. And Fizzy Pop is going to be... Oh, I did do pink. Okay, let me see if I have an orange. I'm trying to get all the colors on the board. You know what? I'll do green. You're going to do some walking. So you went downstairs to the treadmill. Let's go. Let's go. She says, I know you saw the video I sent in the Discord and you had a funny reaction to the video. You watched at the convention. I'm so glad you had fun at the convention. I know, that was a cute video. Fizzy Pop _00. And they're celebrating 13 months. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm caught up for now. Thanks for investing into my channel. I appreciate it. And thank you for the hype. Christmas is my weekend. We celebrated my mother's birthday by going to some caves. Wait, what kind of caves? Like water caves or like rocky caves? You got Olaf as your villager. You're going to move him out ASAP. Oh, good. She says my weekend was chaotic. I don't know if, but you don't know if it was as chaotic as mine. I know. I had a story that was hard to top, if we're being honest. I cried. It was a little hard to top. I'm sorry, guys. I took the show today. Don't forget to drink some water. Stay hydrated while you're here. Thank you for lurking. You will protect me, Logan, from the sun. Thank you. I was like, I didn't get kissed by the sun. I got slapped by it, honestly. Full on slapped by the sun this weekend. I'm adding all of these to my board real quick. Really wish I was kissed, but you know, things happen. Things happen. I cry. Okay, let's add these 4 friends to the board. Hello, Kalani. It's good to see you. Here's Mike and Bright Blue. Here is Fizzy Pop in dark green. Cass Champ. Why did I say her full name? Who knows? In red. And Potato in white. And we need one more friend to fit this piece right here. Someone invest into us today so we can get all of the second row filled. At least it wasn't Cassandra. That's true. What did you miss? Just the story time at the beginning here. Oh my gosh. And now we're going to be reading The Summer I Turned Pretty in just a second. Mike says, Sky, the story was funny, but man, do I feel bad right now. I just want to give you a hug. Or what the heck? Luckily, it's more of my bottom half that hurts, Mike. Thankfully. You know, it's funny. I was like, I'm going to tan my underarms because I'm always like two-toned. Yeah, it's just got burnt. That's what happened. You love that book? Good. I'm so glad you do. We're finishing it today. And then next week on Wednesday, we'll be starting the second book. I forgot what that's called right now. The second book is called It's Not Summer Without You. I'm kind of scared to see what happens in this story. Choir, hello. It's good to see you. You said you've been writing today and you've been hit with inspiration. Again, that's good to hear. I hope you enjoy your writing. Amazing to hear. All right. Don't forget to join my Discord if you haven't already so you can stay connected with me, okay? You're going to watch it after stream. Wait, the show? I've never seen the show, Kalani. No spoils. I'm reading the books and then I'm going to watch the show. I heard that there's another season coming out of the show. So maybe I'll be caught up before that season comes out. Do you know when that season comes out? Anyways, this is my second cup of coffee. This is a giant cup. It's a new one, though. I don't think I've shown you guys this mug on the stream. It's pretty huge. I'm not gonna lie. But it's cute. It's purple. It has like little gold decals. Next summer. Oh, I'll be ready. I'll be ready, Cass. I'll be fully caught up. I was supposed to debut this mug in like May. I just never did for some reason. I cried, just never did. So you know, here it is now. I needed a lot of coffee today. The mug is so pretty, cute mug, so cute. She says I told my mom I'm gonna dress up as Upper Moon one from Demon Slayer, and I show my mom, and she literally almost had a heart attack. You feel, Sky, if you were to cosplay, you would be like Shisu Y bestie. I haven't seen that one. Upper Moon? I'm gonna Google it. Thank you for telling them when we're gonna play Dress to Impress. Upper Moon? What are you doing over there, Shisu? Demon Slayer? Hi, Bryson. Are you here? Good morning. Did you hear my chaotic story? Oh, wow. That would be a very intricate and detailed cosplay. It's a little bit scary. I won't lie. It's just a teeny tiny bit scary. Just a tiny bit. Thank you so much for welcoming in, Bryson. It's Demon Slayer Upper Moon 1. Yeah, I just copied and pasted your message into Google. Tiny bit scary. Hi, McLovin. You get your card today, so you're going to get your emotes back. You cannot wait. Oh my gosh, McLovin, I can't wait to add you to our board. You're so sweet. Logan says, Sky, I wrote up a plan for my island. And, you got your bedroom TV now, so you got a gaming setup. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love a TV in my room. Bryson says, I just got here, so I did, in fact, not hear the story. Chaos, you said? Yes. Kind of glad you missed it, though. Good morning. Kalani says, if I leave this room, I'm expecting a FaceTime from my best friend. Okay, no worries. Enjoy your call with your BFF. Okay, guys. I really yapped the whole hour. I'm not surprised. I came on hot. I came on ready. So thanks for listening to me. I'm going to get into a more calm energy, and then we're going to read The Summer I Turned Pretty. Okay, that's my plan today. We're going to finish The Summer I Turned Pretty. Are you ready for that? T was piping. Just as piping as my legs. Gina, let's be real. McLovin says, nah, because these new emotes you and Cass have pulled. I'm like, oh, really? I know. I had fun making some of Cass's emotes this time. It was such a fun little thing to do for the vibes. Some cute energies. And then, yes, I am so glad you like some of our emotes, too. I'm putting together some that match together. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. There we go. That's the vibe. Kiss. You're patiently waiting for the mail. I love that. I love that. Okay, Kalani, I'll see you in an hour, bestie. May have missed it, but now I have a reason to watch the VOD. Must see the chaos. I scream. Well, it starts at the very beginning. So get ready. Make sure you have water. I scream. Oh, some pumpkins. Looking good. Looking good, guys. All right, let me take you over to the screen where we read. Okay. Here she is. Oh my gosh, I have to catch you up on the story as well. Let me catch you up on the story here in just a second. Are you ready to finish the story today? I'm actually not. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. Are you serious? It's over already? I feel like I just started reading on my stream, so I don't know. I'm just glad that it's not like over, you know, like there's still more to this story. We still have more to look forward to. I did add the cherry pie. I did. Quiet says I haven't been able to call my best friend because he doesn't have internet until August 12th. Oh no. Chelsea says we zoomed through it. We did. Okay, so in the last reading of The Summer I Turned Pretty, I believe Belly and Cam kissed. Yes, before I could finish, she leaned over and kissed me. So they kissed, and she didn't come home. She was supposed to come home early, and she didn't come home early. So she was scared her mom was going to be like super mad at her. But her mom didn't say anything, and she said that's worse. Ow. So that's something. Okay, that's kind of where we left off. Nothing too crazy. I mean, if you have anything you want to add, let me know. But that was like the very last thing we read before we get into chapter 36. Bryson says, fun fact of the day, the Old English word for squirrel is... I could not read that to save my life. Oak botherer. Bryson, speaking of squirrels, I told everybody I watched the Sandy Cheeks movie. Did you hear about it? Do you plan on watching it? It came out apparently just 5 days ago. You saw it? Did you like it? I just watched it yesterday. I knew you'd watch it. You watched it day one? Oh my gosh, no way. Did you like it? Did you like it? You enjoyed it? You thought it was pretty funny? Me too. I liked it too. McLovin says, I gotta say, all the times I talk smack about Roblox, I'm telling you, I've been finding new games to play. Yes, I saw that you posted the cake game. I played that game too, McLovin. I gotta post, and then the It Girl game that one of our other friends posted, I had already played that game too. And then there's like a makeup one that I played. So I've been enjoying all those like little games too. I think they're so fun. So cute, so fun, so similar to Dress to Impress, honestly. So that's probably why we like them. You got a PS5? Oh my gosh, congrats! Have you set it up yet? You thinking about playing It Girl? It's just like Dress to Impress, McLovin. Just like Dress to Impress. Hi, Fauna. Congrats on your 42nd love letter. It's kind of cute, though. I like the graphics of it, McLovin. Oh my gosh. One other thing I forgot to tell you about my story is that aloe was kind of sticky. So my skin has been sticking to like my pants or to itself. And it hurts so bad. I can't believe I forgot to mention that. It hurts so bad. It's like a band-aid every single time. Gamer King, hello, welcome in. Tim, congrats on your second love letter, friend. Don't forget to collect more. With a sunburn that hurts, yeah, it's like a band-aid gel. I don't know how I didn't mention that part. Bryson says, I have been playing a horror game. I did not think that would be the first thing I play, but it has been. Oh my gosh. Dang, that's crazy. McLovin says, I'm gonna try It Girl out. How did you enjoy the cake one? I enjoyed it. I was playing against people who were really good at making cakes, and I told them it was my first time playing, so like they let me win like every time. So I felt like princess treatment, McLovin. Because like every time I kept winning. Probably because they knew I was new. So they were like voting me. The server I was in was really nice. I know. Because like, dude, the cakes that we're making were so good and mine were like mediocre. I was like, wow. People are so nice. People are so kind, you know? I cry. But yeah, I like the cake game. It Girl was fun. I won a few times on It Girl. It's just really like chibi style. You know, they have a certain server where you can be timed and one without the time. Oh my gosh, really? I didn't know there was non-timed ones. Hi, Johnny. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. You did 6 minutes last night and you're like, how am I gonna finish cake in 6 minutes? I know, right? Especially because like you're an actual like baker, so like you know the vibes. I feel like you would probably eat at the game though. You had a lot of playing that as well. Oh, that's cute though. You renewed the book again, Bryson. Let's go, Bryson. Let's go. Another slay. Another month of slaying. I scream. Thank you for the kiss, Johnny. Kiss, kiss. Alright, guys. We're going to be reading The Summer I Turned Pretty. And it's the final chapters of the book. Are you ready for that? I'm not ready for that. I hope you stay here. I hope you'll listen to me read, please. Lurk my stream. McLovin says, oh, Bessie, last night was my first time getting second place. I was appalled. Like, how dare y'all? Right? I can imagine. Kristen says, ooh. Kristen, have you seen the show? I'm not ready to read it, but I am ready to. I'm ready for the tea. I felt like it was a good day to come on and read. Keep myself entertained, you know? Vibe out with the friends. Thank you for the food, Johnny. So sweet. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I had to check my phone. You haven't seen the show yet? Me either. McLovin says, I have so much to say at open mic. I just want to blab. I can't wait to see you at open mic on Friday. That's going to be a vibe. Chelsea, be right back. Water refill. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wait, one more thing I wanted to tell you guys. Today we start Glee. Are you going to be there for Glee? We're starting Glee in the Discord server today. That's another reason why I was like, we got to show up. New show. We're binging. Starting a new show. It's Glee. Today we start Glee. Cass says, OMG, stop. McLovin says, Glee, OMG, haha. Screaming. I've never seen Glee. I don't know. Is it good? Is it good? I'm hoping it's good. So join the Discord. Okay, we're going to be watching Glee, I think around 7:30, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let me check. 8:30. You have watched Glee. You're excited for Glee. I've never seen. No. You were a Glee girl. Okay, so you're gonna be there tonight? You're gonna be there. It's so good. Well, from what you can remember, I hope so. It was voted. It was top voted in the Discord. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm looking forward to starting a new show in general because it's been a minute since we've had a Wednesday show. So I'm pretty excited about that. You haven't watched it yourself, but you listened to the version of Blow Me One Last Kiss. You grew up with that song. You've only seen bits and pieces when it would randomly be on TV at your grandma's house. You're ready for Glee. Okay, so some of you have seen it, some of you haven't, but most of you plan to show up. So that's exciting. Okay, well, I'll see you tonight then for Glee. Maybe I'll start it a little bit earlier just to make sure besties are awake and ready. But I'm excited to try it. Most of the older songs you know now, you know because of Glee. Oh, I see. Yeah, I feel embarrassed. I didn't realize that Glee was like a singing show. I don't know how. I must have been out of the loop. But like I went and saw more of like the information, and I guess it's like primarily singing. So if you're into that, come see Glee. So we're watching Modern Family on Tuesdays and Glee is on Wednesday starting today. Excited, nervous, hopeful. Yeah. Chell, did you ever watch Glee? We're talking about how we're starting Glee tonight in the Discord. Have you ever seen it? Choir, thank you for being on both YouTube and Twitch. Glee tonight. You gotta reread this, says McLovin. Did you let me see, what were we rereading? What are you rereading? Screaming. I cry. You saw the first few episodes when it was on TV, but didn't keep up with it much at all. I see. Yeah, I don't know. I never saw it. Johnny says, random plug, be sure to bring plenty of snacks for Star Wars in our Discord server this Friday, because this week is the longest of the 9 episodes. The Last Jedi we'll be watching on Friday. The bestie has you in a chokehold right now. Chill too. Sky, if it makes you feel better, your boss got a sunburn on his legs that was so bad he needed to get a shot from his doctor. I'm glad I didn't get to that point. You came back to me saying you didn't realize it was mostly singing. I know, that sounds silly, huh? Sounds pretty dumb. I'll be honest. It's a little bit dumb. Like, I knew there was, like, songs, but I just didn't know that was, like, the primary thing. Like, I thought it was, like, I'm thinking of Degrassi. I thought like Drama High School. I saw Degrassi a bit too. It was a big thing though. Okay, so Glee's big. How many seasons was it again? Now Degrassi. Yeah, I remember watching Degrassi. I've seen a good bit of Degrassi and I did like that. I do know Glee's pretty big. I'd be into watching Degrassi, but I think it's a little like a little bit up there. Hi Echo, you like Degrassi? Yeah, I've seen I remember there was like some guys that I like when I was little I liked, which is kind of funny. Don't get me started with Degrassi. You've seen all. Oh my gosh, Degrassi's drama and that stuff with the athletes use that are. Oh my gosh. Screaming. Degrassi definitely went there. Yeah. I remember there was a point where like my mom would like not let us watch it anymore. But I seen a good amount. It's a little old for our usual vibes, but I think you'd eat it up. Here's a few shows I want to watch. Here's a few. One of these days I'll get into them. I've been so lazy. I'm still watching Total Drama Island, the new one, by the way. I'm still watching the new Total Drama Island. It's pretty good. I like it, guys. If you liked Total Drama Island, I'm hopeful you'll like the new one too. Some of y'all youngings in here would love it. I'm like still dying to watch a show that's similar to Gossip Girl and like Pretty Little Liars and stuff. No, I still have not watched them all. No. You want to say Glee can be a little intense with subjects of like bullying, but what you love is that they show you that you can be who you are and prevail, if that makes sense. Yes. Okay, so I did do a little bit more research. When you look at the binge, you'll see I put a viewer discretion. It's my first binge where I have to put that. I said it's a mature audience, 16 plus. My first 16 plus show. We're getting older. I'm just kidding. Listen, I want to thank my friends in the voice call for lurking. We got Shisu Chell and Gina in there with me. Thank you so much for lurking the server. We're growing up. We're grown. 16. We're getting up there. Flashbacks to mom and apples and stop. You did not have to bring that up. You did not have to bring that up. Are you serious right now? You did not have to. Johnny, thanks for looking the VC. Oh, man. Watch my VOD. Hear my story time. You'll want to hear it. Watch the VOD, guys. Disappointing days. We're getting older. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome in. I'm Sky. I hope you like the vibes. Older isn't a word. I know what we're all talking about here. I'm screaming. I take it back, Big Lovin'. We're young forever. Okay, let me get you guys into the story. Let me get you into the story. Where are we at? Here we go. Here we go. All right, are you going to lurk? Most of you, you're here for me. So if you're not listening to the story, please lurk. Relax in the channel. It's only a few chapters. We're finishing the story. So if we have a lot of time after, we'll do something else. You can help me decide what we should do after we finish this book. But I gotta finish the book. It's so interesting. You know what I mean? This summer I turned pretty. Too interesting not to finish. Hold on, I'm just fixing it for my YouTube friends real quick. Hopefully that's a good view. You might put a viewer's description for when you share The Hobbit in the server. The movies are PG-13, but if we were to do the extended version, some of them are PG-13 or very soft R. Tim says, I be like Once Upon a Time in Skyland. We were all there. I cry. You're invested in both. Thank you so much, Choir. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm excited to hear the ending of this story today. Okay, recap one final time. Belly has her first kiss with her situationship, aka boyfriend, Cameron. Okay, you can see that here. They have their first kiss. She was supposed to be home early. She wasn't. She's scared her mom's gonna be mad, but she just stayed silent, which is worse than being mad. You moms know that. You moms know that. Silent treatment. Anyways, we're going on chapter 36 all the way till the ending today, which is chapter 46. How do I feel about Cameron? I don't feel much. Okay, this is what I said in my last stream. I said, the last time I read, I said this. I said, okay. I think that Jeremiah is going to be just like a really good friend to Belly. They might like try to figure it out a few times, you know, that if they like each other or not. But in my opinion, I think Jeremiah will just end up being a really solid friend to Belly. Friend / like family vibe. I think that Cameron, don't sue me, I think that Cameron will probably fade out. Thank you, Jasmine, for staying this long, by the way. I appreciate you supporting me. I think Cameron will fade out eventually. And won't last too long because of, like, differences and, I don't know. Like, it's a summer fling, in my opinion. It's just like a summer fling. And I think that overall, that leaves us with like a Chuck and Blair kind of like situation, and it's Conrad, right? I think that he'll be the one. Yeah, Conrad. I think Conrad will be the one to like have Belly's heart that's where my opinions stand. I don't want to influence anyone. I mean, this is still first book. I know I have so much more to go, but this is me, like, before finishing the first book and where my opinions are. And you? How do you feel? How do you feel? What are you thinking over there? How do you feel about Cameron? How do you feel about Conrad? How do you feel about Jeremiah? Are we liking them? Are we conflicted? Do things get crazier? I don't know. I think overall I guess I'm Team Conrad. I guess. Mostly because it just feels the most right. Oh, and then we finally got to hear about Steven and her best friend Taylor. So that was something crazy. I like low-key felt it for a minute at the beginning of the story. You felt the exact same way when you were at this point of the story. So your opinions have changed. Oh no. I'm nervous. I'm worried and I'm nervous. Screaming, crying, and literally throwing up. Hopefully it'll go good in the end. Hopefully I'll like whatever happens. Okay, sis-cha, okay. So yeah, hopefully they end this book good, and I want to read to you guys the next book. I'm nervous I'm not gonna like it. I'm really, really scared. We'll see what happens though. Okay, are you ready for chapter 6? Chapter 36. Buckle up. Get your water. You're gonna need it. Don't forget to lurk. Leave a tab open. If you have to go, I'd really appreciate it. Wow, she's messy today. Don't look at me. Look at the book. Read the story. Pay attention. All right, here we go. Chapter 36. Chapter 36, the summer I turned pretty. My birthday always marked the beginning of the end of summer. It was my final thing to look forward to. And this summer, I was turning 16. Sweet 16 was supposed to be special, a really big deal. Taylor was renting out a reception hall for hers, and her cousin was DJing, and she was inviting the whole school. She'd had it planned for ages. My birthdays here were always the same. Cake, gag gifts from the boys, and looking through all the old photo albums, which with me sandwiched in between Susanna and my mom on the couch. Every birthday I've ever had has been here, in this house. These are pictures of my mother sitting on the porch, pregnant, with a glass of iced tea and a wide-brimmed hat, and there's me, inside her belly. These are pictures of the four of us, Conrad, Steven, Jeremiah, and me, running around on the beach. I was naked except for my birthday hat, chasing after them. My mother didn't put me in a bathing suit until I was 4 years old. She just let me run around wild. I didn't expect this birthday to be any different, which was comforting and also kind of depressing. Except Steven wouldn't be there. My first birthday without him trying to elbow in and blow out my candles before I could. I already knew what my parents were giving me. Steven's old car. They were getting it detailed with a new paint job and everything. When I got back to school, I would take driver's ed, and soon I wouldn't have to ask for a ride ever again. I couldn't help but wonder if anyone back home remembered it was my birthday. Besides Taylor, she remembered. She always did. She called me at exactly 9:02 in the morning to sing happy birthday every year. It was nice and all, but the trouble with having a summer birthday and being away was you couldn't have a party with all your school friends. You didn't get balloons taped to your locker or any of it. I'd never really minded, but just then I did. A little. My mother told me I could invite Cam over, but I didn't. I didn't even tell him it was my birthday. Bye, Kristen. I didn't want him to feel like he had to do something, but it was more than that. I figured that if this birthday was going to be like every other one, I might as well really have it be like every other one. It should just be us, my summer family. When I woke up that morning, the house smelled like butter and sugar. Susanna had baked a birthday cake. It was 3 layers, and it was pink with a white border. She wrote in loopy white frosting, "Happy Birthday Bells." She lit a few sparkler candles on top, and they sizzled and sparked like mad fireflies. She and my mother started to sing, and Susanna gestured for Conrad and Jeremiah to join in. They both did, off-key and obnoxious. "Make a wish, Belly," my mother said. I was still in my pajamas, and I couldn't stop smiling. The past 4 birthdays I had wished for the same thing. Not this year. This year I would wish for something else. I watched the sparklers die down, and then I closed my eyes and blew. "Open my present first," Susanna urged. She thrust a small box wrapped in pink paper into my hands. My mother looked at her questioningly. "What did you do, Beck?" She smiled a mysterious smile and squeezed my wrist. "Open it, honey." I ripped the paper off and opened the box. It was a pearl necklace, a whole strand of tiny creamy white pearls with a shiny gold clasp. It looked old, not like something you could buy today. It was like my father's Swiss grandfather clock, beautifully crafted right down to the clasp. It was the prettiest thing I've ever seen. "Oh my gosh," I breathed, lifting it up. I looked at Susanna, who was beaming, and then at my mother, who I thought would say it was much too extravagant, but she didn't. She smiled and said, "Are those?" "Yes." Susanna turned to me and said, "My father gave me those for my 16th birthday. I want you to have them." It's cute. "Really?" I looked back at my mother to make sure it was okay. She nodded. "Wow, thank you, Susanna. They're beautiful." She took them from me and fastened them around my neck. I'd never worn pearls before. I couldn't stop touching them. Susanna clapped her hands. She didn't like to linger too much after she'd given a gift. She just enjoyed the giving of it. "Okay, what's next? Jeremiah? Conrad shifted uncomfortably. "I forgot. Sorry, Belly." I blinked. He'd never forgotten my birthday before. "That's okay," I said. I couldn't even look at him. "Open mine next," Jeremiah said. Oh, this is getting interesting. Although after that, mine kind of sucks in comparison. "Thanks a lot, Mom." He handed me a small box and leaned back in his chair. I shook the box. "Okay, what could it be? Plastic poop? A license plate keychain?" He smiled. "You'll see." Yuli helped me pick it out. "Who's Yuli?" Susanna asked. "A girl who's in love with Jeremiah," I said, opening the box. Inside, nestled on a bed of cotton, was a small charm, a tiny silver key. Okay, that was the end of the first chapter we've read. I feel like Conrad didn't forget, and I feel like after we have this flashback, we might see Conrad do something that we're not expecting. I find it so hard to believe that he's been so weird and low-key infatuated with Belly and then suddenly forgot her birthday. Her 16th birthday? That's a lie. I smell a lie. Conrad trying to give the gift in private, maybe? Yeah. So it hurts so bad. So I'm curious to see what Conrad actually got Belly. I think it's really cute what Jeremiah got Belly. And I wonder if we'll hear what the mom... Well, I guess they said that the car, so I'm assuming it covers the mom's gift, right? All right. We're going into a flashback now. Back to age 11. She had a crazy 11-year-old life. I'm not ready to hear what happened on this birthday. Chapter 37, The Summer I Turned Pretty. Age 11. "Happy birthday, butthead," Stephen sang, dumping a pail full of sand into my lap. A sand crab wiggled out of the sand and crawled onto my thigh. I let out a shriek and jumped up. I chased Stephen down the beach, white hot fury pumping through my veins. I wasn't fast enough to catch him. I never was. He ran circles around me. "Come and blow out your candles," my mother said. As soon as Stephen turned around to head back to the towel, I leaped onto his back, and with one arm around his neck, I pulled his hair as hard as I could. "Ow," he howled, and stumbling, I clung to his back like a monkey, even with Jeremiah grabbing my foot trying to pull me off. Conrad fell to his knees laughing. "Children," Susanna called. "There's cake." I hopped off of Steven's back and scrambled over to the blanket. I'm gonna get you, he yelled, chasing after me. I hid behind my mother. You can't. It's my birthday. I stuck my tongue out at him. The boys fell onto the blanket, wet and sandy. Mom, Steven complained. She pulled out a hunk of my hair. Steven, you have a whole head of full. I wouldn't worry about it. My mother lit the candles on the cake she'd baked that morning. It was a lopsided Duncan Hines yellow cake with chocolate frosting. She had messy handwriting, so happy birthday looked like happy BIM day. I blew out the candles before Steven could try to help me. I didn't want him stealing my wish. I wished for Conrad, of course. We just found out the wish she always makes. Open your presents, Smelly, Steven said sullenly. I already knew what he had gotten me. A stick of deodorant. He wrapped it in Kleenex. I could see right through the tissue. I ignored him and reached for a small flat box wrapped in seashell paper. It was from Susanna, so I knew it would be good. I tore off the wrapping paper, and inside there was a silver charm bracelet from the store Susanna loved, where they sold fancy china and crystal candy dishes. On the bracelet, there were 5 charms: a conch shell, a bathing suit, a sandcastle, a pair of sunglasses, and a horseshoe. For how lucky we are to have you in our lives, Susanna said, touching the horseshoe. I lifted it up, and the charms glinted and sparkled in the sunlight. I love it. My mother was silent. I knew what she was thinking. She was thinking that Susanna had overdone it, that she'd spent too much money. I felt guilty for loving the bracelet so much. My mother had bought me sheet music and CDs. We didn't have as much money as they did, and in that moment, I finally understood what that meant. Chapters are so short today. I am stressed. We're going to finish this so quickly. You felt that at 11 too? Wishing for Conrad every single year is crazy, guys. Low-key eats, though. Low-key eats. I'm putting on some more aloe while we're here. Very cute, right? Beetle says that's so cute. I agree. All right, we're about to go into chapter 38. We're getting right back to where we left off, right before this quick flashback. So it's still Belly's birthday, and she's just opened up Jeremiah's gift. Chapter 38, the summer I turned pretty. I love it, I said. I ran upstairs to my room and went straight for the music box on my dresser, where I kept my charm bracelet. I grabbed the bracelet and ran back downstairs. See, I said, putting the key charm and fastening it onto my wrist. It's a key because you'll be driving soon. Get it? Jeremiah said, leaning back in his chair and clasping his hands behind his head. I got it. I smiled to show him I did. Conrad leaned in for a closer look. Nice, he said. I held it in the palm of my other hand. I couldn't stop looking at it. I love it, I said. But it's from Rengold's, so it must have been really expensive. I saved up all summer to buy it, he said solemnly. I stared at him. No, you didn't. He broke into a smile. Fooled ya, gullible as ever, aren't you? Punching him on the arm, I said I didn't believe you anyway, jerk. Even though I had, for just a second. Jeremiah rubbed his arm where I'd punched it. It wasn't that expensive. Anyway, I'm big time now, remember? Don't worry about me. I'm just glad you like it. Yuli said that you would. I hugged him fiercely. It's perfect. What a wonderful gift, Jer, Susanna said. It's better than my old necklace, that's for sure. He laughed. Yeah, right, he said, but I could tell he was pleased. My mother got up and started cutting the cake. She wasn't a very good cake cutter. The pieces were too big, and they fell apart on the sides. Who wants cake? She said, licking her finger. I'm not hungry, Conrad said abruptly. He stood up, looking at his watch. I've got to get dressed for work. Happy birthday, Belly. He went upstairs, and nobody said anything for a minute. Then my mother said loudly, This cake is delicious. Have some, Beck. She pushed a piece in front of her. Smiling faintly, Susanna said, I'm not hungry either. You know what they say about the cook not having taste for her own cooking? But you guys eat. I took a big bite. Yellow cake, my favorite. From scratch, my mother said. That was the end of that chapter. Oh my gosh. We're reading these so fast. Should I slow down? Just as I remember one year on my Christmas list, I wrote my crush's name. I don't know if I was actually 11, but it was pre or early teen. And then the crush sauce. That's cute. He said, I want this. I want them. That's so cute, actually. Oh my gosh, Jill. You were late big time to the line. Oh man, we're about to be on chapter 39 of this story, and I do appreciate the friends who are lurking and listening to me read it. I'm not ready. Manifesting, we love it truly. Manifesting from day one. Sorry, let me just check. Okay. Alright, chapter 39, the summer I turned pretty. Oh, I don't like the first sentence already. Oh no. Chapter 39, the summer I turned pretty. Conrad invited Nicole, Red Sox girl, over to the house. Our house. I couldn't believe Red Sox girl was at our house. It was bizarre to have a girl there other than me. Hi Mia, thank you for being on Twitch and YouTube. It was mid-afternoon. I was out on the deck, sitting at the patio table, eating a Dorito sandwich when they drove up. She was wearing short shorts and a white t-shirt, and a pair of sunglasses on the top of her head. The Red Sox hat was nowhere in sight. She looked chic. She looked like she belonged, unlike me and my old Cuz beach shirt that doubled as a pajama dress. I thought he'd at least bring her inside the house, but they hung out on the other side of the deck, lying on the lounge chairs. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I could hear her giggling like crazy. Hi, Carly on YouTube. After about 5 minutes, I couldn't take it anymore. I got on the phone and called Cam. He said he'd be over in half an hour, but it was more like 15 minutes. They walked back into the house when Cam and I were arguing over which movie to watch. What are you guys gonna watch? Conrad asked, sitting on the couch opposite of us. Red Sox girl sat next to him. She was practically in his lap. I didn't look at him when I said we're trying to decide. Emphasis on the we're. Can we watch too? Conrad asked. You guys know Nicole, right? Suddenly Conrad felt like being social when he'd spent the whole summer locked up in his room. Hey, she said in a bored tone. Hey, I said, matching her tone as best as I could. Johnny, thank you for being on Twitch and YouTube, love. I appreciate it. Hey, Nicole, Cam said. I wanted to tell him not to be so friendly, but I knew he wouldn't have listened anyway. I want to watch Reservoir Dogs, but Belly wants to watch Titanic. Seriously? The girl said, and Conrad laughed. Belly loves Titanic, he said mockingly. I loved it when I was like 9, I said. I want to watch right now so I can laugh at it, for your information. I was as cool as a cucumber. I wasn't going to let him goad me in front of Cam again. And actually, I still loved the Titanic. What wasn't there to love about a doomed romance on a doomed ship? I knew for a fact that Conrad had liked it too, even though he'd pretended not to. I vote for Reservoir Dogs, Nicole said, examining her fingernails. Did she even get a vote? What was she even doing there anyway? 2 votes for Reservoir Dogs, Cam said. What about you, Conrad? I think I'll vote for Titanic, he said blandly. Reservoir Dogs sucks even harder than Titanic. It's overrated. I narrowed my eyes at him. You know what? I think I'll change my vote to Reservoir Dogs. So it looks like you're outnumbered, Conrad, I said. Nicole looked up from her fingernails and said, well then, I changed my vote to Titanic. Who are you? I muttered under my breath. Does she even get voting privileges here? Does he? Conrad jerked his elbow at Cam, who looked startled. Just kidding, man. Let's just watch the Titanic, Cam said, taking the DVD out of its case. We sat and watched stiffly. Everyone else busted up laughing at the part when Jack stands at the helm and says, I'm the king of the world. I was silent. About midway through, Nicole whispered something into Conrad's ear, and the 2 of them stood up. See you guys later, Conrad said. As soon as they were gone, I hissed. They're so disgusting. They probably went upstairs to go at it. Go at it? Who says go at it? Cam said, bemused. Shut up. Don't you think she was gross? Gross? No, I think she's cute. A little too much bronzer, maybe. Oh my. For him to say that's so bold. I laughed in spite of myself. Bronzer? What do you know about bronzer? I have an older sister, remember, he said, smiling subconsciously. She likes makeup. We share a bathroom. I didn't remember Cam saying he had a sister. Well, anyway, she does wear too much bronzer. She's bright orange. I wonder where her Red Sox hat is, I mused. Cam picked up the remote control and paused the movie. Why are you so obsessed with her? I'm not obsessed with her. Why would I be obsessed with her? She has no personality. She's like one of those pod people. She looks at Conrad like he's God. I knew he was judging me for being so mean, but I couldn't stop talking. He looked at me like he wanted to say something, but he didn't. Instead, he turned the movie back on. We sat there on the couch and finished watching the movie in silence. Toward the end, I heard Conrad's voice on the stairs, and without even thinking, I snuggled closer to Cam. I rested my head on his shoulder. Conrad and Nicole came back downstairs, and Conrad looked at the two of us for a second before saying, "Tell my mom I took Nicole home." I barely looked up. Okay. As soon as they were gone, Cam sat straight up, and I did too. He took a breath. Did you invite me over here to make him jealous? Who? I said. You know who. Conrad. I could feel a flush rising up my chest and all the way to my cheeks. No. It seemed like everyone was wanting to know where things stood with Conrad and me. Do you still like him? No. He let out a breath of air. See, you hesitated. No, I didn't. Did I? Had I? I was sure I hadn't. To Cam, I said, when I look at Conrad, all I feel is disgusted. I could tell you didn't believe it. I didn't either. Because the truth was, when I looked at Conrad, all I felt was a yearning that never went away. It was the same as it had always been. Here, I had this really great guy who actually liked me, and deep down inside, I was still hung up on Conrad. There, that was the truth. I had never really let go. I was just like Rose on the stupid makeshift raft. Cam cleared his throat and said, "You're leaving soon. Do you want to keep in touch?" I hadn't thought about that. He was right. The summer was almost over. Pretty soon, I'd be home again. Do you? Well, yeah, I do. He looked at me like he was expecting something, and I couldn't figure out what it was for a few seconds. Then I said, me too. I do too. But it came too late. Cam took his cell phone out of his pocket and said he better get going. I didn't argue. Screaming. Oh no. No comment. No comment on chapter 39. I'm just glad she recognizes her feelings, honestly. Thank you to my lurkers who are still watching here. Don't forget to leave a tab open if you have to go. We're currently reading The Summer I Turned Pretty on both Twitch and YouTube. We're going to finish the story today with 6 more chapters to go. Here's chapter 40 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. We finally had our movie night. My mother, Susanna, Jeremiah, and I watched Susanna's favorite Alfred Hitchcock movies in the rec room with all the lights off. My mother made kettle corn in the big cast iron pot, and she went out and bought Milk Duds and gummy bears and saltwater taffy. Susanna loved saltwater taffy. It was classic, like old times, only without Stephen and Conrad, who was working a dinner shift. Halfway through Notorious, her most favorite of all, Susanna fell asleep. My mother covered her with a blanket. When the movie was over, she whispered, "Jeremiah, will you carry her upstairs?" Jeremiah nodded quickly, and Susanna didn't even wake up when he lifted her in his arms and carried her up the rec room stairs. He picked her up like she was weightless, a feather. I'd never seen him do that before, even though we were almost the same age. In that moment, he almost seemed grown up. My mother got up too, stretching. "I'm exhausted. Are you going to bed too, Belly?" "Not yet. I think I'll clean up down here first," I said. "Good girl," she said, winking at me, and then she headed upstairs. I started picking up the taffy wrappers and a few kernels that had fallen into the carpet. Jeremiah came back down when I was putting the movie into its case. He sank into the couch cushions. Let's not go to sleep yet, he said, looking up at me. Okay, do you want to watch another movie? Nah, let's just watch TV. He picked up the remote and started flipping through channels randomly. Where's Cam Cameron been lately? Sitting back down, I sighed a little. I don't know. He hasn't called, and I haven't called him. The summer's almost over. I'll probably never see him again. He didn't look at me when he said, do you want to see him again? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. Jeremiah put the TV on mute. He turned and looked at me then. I don't think he's the guy for you. His eyes looked somber. I never seen him look so somber. Lightly I said, yeah, I doubt it too. Dang. We clocked it. Belly, he began. He took a deep breath of air and puffed out his cheeks, and then he blew it out so hard the hair on his forehead fluttered. I could feel my heart start to pound. Something was going to happen. He was going to say something I didn't want to hear. He was going to go and change everything. I opened my mouth to speak, to interrupt him before he said something he couldn't take back. And he shook his head. Just let me get this out. He took another deep breath. You've always been my best friend, but now it's more. I see you as more than that. He continued, scooting closer to me. You're cooler than any other girl I've ever met, and you're there for me. You've always been there for me. I can count on you, and you can count on me too. You know that. I nodded. I could hear him talking, see his lips moving, but my mind was working a million miles a minute. This was Jeremiah, my buddy, my best pal, practically my brother. The hugeness of it all made it hard to breathe. I could barely look at him because I didn't see him that way. There was only one person. For me, that person was Conrad. Damn. And I know you've always liked Conrad, but you're over him now, right? His eyes looked so hopeful. It killed me to not answer him the way he wanted me to. I don't know, I whispered. He sucked in his breath the way he did when he was frustrated. But why? He doesn't see you that way. I do. I could feel my eyes starting to tear up, which wasn't fair. I couldn't cry. It was just that he was right. Conrad didn't see me that way. I only wish I could see Jeremiah the way he saw me. I know. I wish I didn't, but I do. I still do. This is painful. Jeremiah moved away from me. He wouldn't look at me. His eyes looked everywhere but at mine. He'll only end up hurting you, he said, and his voice cracked. I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad at me. I couldn't take it if you were mad at me. He sighed. I'm not mad at you. I'm just, why does it always have to be Conrad? Then he got up and left me sitting there. Damn. Hi, Toma. Welcome to the stream. No. No way. No way. Where's the store going? I mean, I knew she was going to choose Conrad. I just knew it. I told you guys before I started reading. I felt it. But you would have thought for a minute there. You would have thought in this intimate moment with Jeremiah. You would have thought. You had me fooled. You had me 2 seconds. I was like, there's hope. I was with Jeremiah. That hurts. Not as much as my sunburn, but still hurts. Chapter 41, The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's a flashback. Age 12. Mr. Fisher had taken the boys on one of their overnight deep-sea fishing trips. Jeremiah couldn't go. He'd been sick earlier that day, so Susanna made him stay home. The two of us spent the night on the old plaid couch in the basement, eating chips and dip and watching movies. In between the Terminator and the Terminator 2, Jeremiah said bitterly, he likes Con better than me, you know. Oh, dude, no. No, this flashback's bad. No. I'm hating this. Oh my gosh, I'm hating this. I had gotten up to change the DVDs, and I turned around and said, huh? It's true. I don't really care anyway. I think he's a dick, Jeremiah said, picking at a thread on the flannel blanket in his lap. Guys. Oh my god, ow. Oh no, guys. Oh no. man. Okay. I thought he was kind of a dick too, but I didn't say so. You're not supposed to join in when someone is bashing his father. I just put the DVD in and sat back down. Taking a corner of the blanket, I said, he's not so bad. Thank you, Tomo. Thank you so much. Jeremiah gave me a look. He is, and you know it. Con thinks he's God or something. So does your brother. I know the language is crazy, huh? Language is wilding. They got me cussing out here. Anyways, it's just that your dad is so different from our dad, I said defensively. Your dad takes you guys fishing and like plays football with you. Our dad doesn't do that kind of stuff. He likes chess. He shrugged. I like chess. I hadn't known that about him. I liked it too. My dad had taught me to play when I was 7. I wasn't bad either. I had never joined chess club, even though I kind of wanted to. Chess club was for the nose pickers. That was what Taylor called them. And Conrad likes chess too, Jeremiah said. He just tries to be what our dad wants. And the thing is, I don't even think he likes football. Not like I do. He's just good at it like he is at everything. There was nothing I could say to that. Conrad was good at everything. I grabbed a handful of chips and stuffed them into my mouth so I wouldn't have to say anything. One day, I'm going to be better than him, Jeremiah said. Rest in peace. Sorry. That was too much for me. I didn't see that happening. Conrad was too good. I know you like Conrad, Jeremiah said suddenly. I knew I needed to take a break there. Oh God, here we go. Yes, you do. Wait, sorry. I know you like Conrad, Jeremiah said suddenly. I swallowed the chips. They tasted like rabbit feed all of a sudden. No, I don't, I said. I don't like Conrad. Yes, you do, he said, and his eyes looked so knowing and wise. Tell the truth. No secrets, remember? No secrets was something Jeremiah and I had been saying for pretty much forever. It was tradition. The same way Jeremiah's drinking my sweet cereal milk was tradition. Just one of those things we said to each other when it was just the two of us. No, I really don't like him, I insisted. I like him like a friend. I look at him like that. Yes, you do. You look at him like you love him. I couldn't take those knowing eyes looking at me for one more second. Hotly, I said, you just think that because you're jealous of anything Conrad does. I'm not jealous. I just wish I could be as good as him, he said softly. Then he burped and turned the movie on. The thing was, Jeremiah was right. I did love him. I knew that exact moment it became real, too. Conrad got up early to make a special belated Father's Day breakfast, only Mr. Fisher hadn't been able to come down the night before. He wasn't there the next morning the way he was supposed to be. Conrad cooked anyway, and he was 13 and a terrible cook, but we all ate it, watching him serve rubbery eggs, pretending not to be sad. I thought to myself, I will love this boy forever. Oh man, we are so screwed, chat. We are so screwed. We are so screwed, chat. This is so bad. I am just a girl. Oh my gosh. No, I'm just not ready. I'm already on chapter 42. This is not good. Belly down bad. Belly is down bad. Okay, here we go. Chapter 42, The Summer I Turned Pretty. He'd gone running on the beach, something he'd started doing recently. I knew because I'd watched him from my window 2 mornings in a row. He was wearing gym shorts and a t-shirt. Sweat had formed in a circle in the middle of his back. He left about an hour before. I'd seen him take off, and he was running back to the house now. I walked out there, to the porch, without a real plan in my mind. All I knew was that the summer was almost over. Soon, it would be too late. We would drive away, and I would never have told him. Jeremiah had laid it all out on the line. Now it was my turn. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. I couldn't go another whole year not having told him. I'd been so afraid of change, of anything tipping our little summer sailboat. But Jeremiah had already done that, And look, we were still alive. We were still Belly and Jeremiah. I had to do it, because to not do it would kill me. I couldn't keep yearning for something, for someone who might or might not like me back. I had to know for sure, now or never. He didn't hear me coming up behind him. He was bent down, loosening the laces of his sneakers. "Conrad," I said. He didn't hear me, so I said it again louder. "Conrad." He looked up startled. Then he stood up straight. Catching him off guard felt like a good sign. He had a million walls. Maybe if I just started talking, he wouldn't have time to build up a new one. I sucked my lips and began to speak. I said the first words I thought of, and the ones that had been on my heart since the beginning. I said, "I've loved you since I was 10 years old." He blinked. "You're the only boy I've ever thought about. My whole life. It's always been you. You taught me how to dance. You came out and got me the time I swam out too far. Do you remember that? You stayed with me and you pushed me back to shore. And the whole time you kept saying, 'We're almost there.' And I believed it. I believed it because you were the one." No, I'm gonna cry. "Hey, who was saying it? I believed everything you ever said. Compared to you, everyone else is saltines, even Cam. And I hate saltines. You know that. You know everything about me, even this, which is that I really love you." I waited, standing in front of him. I was out of breath. I felt like my heart would explode. It was so full. I pulled my hair into a ponytail with my hand and held it like that, still waiting for him to say something. Anything. It felt like 1,000 years before he spoke. "Well, you shouldn't. I'm not the one. Sorry." Oh, I gotta go. Oh, I gotta go. No way. No, I gotta go. Oh no, I gotta go. I'm gonna cry. Oh no, guys. Oh no, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, no way. Oh my gosh. And that was all he said. I let out a big breath of air and stared at him. "I don't believe you," I said. "You like me too, I know it." I'd seen the way he looked at me when I was with Cam. I'd seen it with my own 2 eyes. "Not the way you want me to," he said. He sighed, and in a sad way, like he felt sorry for me. He said, "You're still such a kid, Belly." Oh god. It's like every few minutes. Oh my god. No. Like I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then like he says something else. "I'm not a kid anymore. You just wish I was, so that way you wouldn't have to deal with any of it. That's why you've been mad at me this whole summer," I said, my voice getting louder. "You do like me, admit it." "You're crazy," he said, laughing a little as he walked away from me. But not this time. I wasn't going to let him off the hooks that easily. I was sick and tired of his brooding James Dean routine. He had feelings for me. I knew it. I was going to make him say it. I grabbed his shirt sleeve. "Admit it. You were mad when I started hanging out with Cam. You wanted me to still be your little admirer." "What?" He shook me off. "Get your head out of your ass, Belly." Oh. The world doesn't revolve around you. My cheeks flamed bright red. I could feel the heat beneath my skin. It was like a sunburn times 1,000,000. "Yes, exactly, because the world revolves around you, right? You have no idea what you're talking about." There was a warning in his voice, but I didn't stop to listen. I was too mad. I was finally saying what I really thought, and there was no turning back now. I kept getting in his face. I wasn't going to let him walk away from me, not this time. "You just want to keep me on this hook, right? So I'll keep chasing after you and you can feel good about yourself. As soon as I start to get over you, you just reel me back in. You're so screwed up in the head, but I'm telling you, Conrad, this is it." He snapped. "What are you talking about?" My hair whipped around my face as I spun around to walk backward, facing him. "This is it. You don't get to have me anymore. Not as your friend or your admirer or anything. I'm through." His mouth twisted. "What do you want from me?" Oh god. Oh god. You have your little boyfriend to play with now, remember? I shook my head and backed away from him. "It's not like that," I said. He'd gotten it all wrong. That wasn't what I was trying to do. He'd been the one stringing me along, like my whole life. He knew how I felt, and he let me love him. He wanted me to. He stepped closer to me. 1 minute you like me, then Cam. Conrad paused. And then Jeremiah, isn't that right? You want to have your cake and eat it too, but you also want your cookies and your ice cream. Shut up, I yelled. Oh my god. You're the one who's been playing games, Belly. He was trying to sound casual, offhand, but his body was tense, like every muscle was as tight as his stupid guitar strings. You've been in all summer. All you think about is yourself. So your parents are getting divorced? So what? People's parents get divorced. It's not an excuse to treat people like crap. He snapped his head away from me. Shut your mouth, he said, and his jaws twitched. I had finally done it. I was getting to him. Oh my god. Susanna was crying the other day because of you. She could barely get out of bed. Do you even care? Do you even know how selfish you are? Conrad stepped up close to me, so close our faces were nearly touching, like he might either hit me or kiss me. I could hear my heart pounding in my ears. I was so mad I almost wished he'd hit me. I knew he'd never do it, not in a million years. He grabbed my arms and shook me, and then he let go just as suddenly. I could feel tears building up, because for a second there, I thought he might kiss me. I was crying when Jeremiah walked up. He'd been at work lifeguarding. His hair was still wet. I didn't even hear his car pull up. He took one look at the two of us, and he knew something bad was happening. He almost looked scared, and then he just looked furious. He said, "What the hell is going on, Conrad? What's your problem?" Conrad glared at him. "Just keep her away from me. I'm not in the mood to deal with any of this." I flinched. It was like he really had hit me. It was worse than that. He started to walk away, and Jeremiah grabbed his arm. "You need to start dealing with this, man. You're acting like a jerk. Quit taking your anger out on everybody else. Leave Belly alone." This isn't good. This isn't good. I shivered. Was this because of me? All summer, Conrad's moodiness, locking himself up in his room. Had it really been because of me? Was it more than just his parents divorcing? Had he been that upset over seeing me with someone else? Conrad tried to shrug him off. "Why don't you leave me alone? How about we try that instead?" But Jeremiah wouldn't let go. He said, "We've been leaving you alone. We've left you alone this whole summer, getting drunk and sulking like a little kid. You're supposed to be the older one, right? The big brother, acting like a freaky man up and handle your business." "Get out of my face," Conrad growled. No, Jeremiah stepped closer until their faces were inches apart, just like ours had been not 15 minutes before. In a dangerous voice, Conrad said, "I'm warning you, Jeremiah." The two of them were like two angry dogs, growling and spitting and circling each other. They'd forgotten I was there. I felt like I was watching something I shouldn't, like I was spying. I wanted to put my hands over my ears. They'd never been like this with each other in all the time I'd known them. They might have argued, but it had never been like this. Not once. I knew I should leave, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I just stood there, holding my arms close to my chest. "You're just like Dad, you know that?" Jeremiah shouted. That's when I knew it had nothing to do with me. This was bigger than anything I could be a part of. This was something I knew nothing about. Conrad pushed Jeremiah away roughly, and Jeremiah pushed him back. Conrad stumbled and nearly fell, and when he rose up, he punched Jeremiah right in the face. I think I screamed. Then they were wrestling around, grabbing at each other, hitting and cursing and breathing heavy. They knocked over Susanna's big glass jar of sun tea, and it cracked open, tea spilling all over the porch. There was blood on the sand. I didn't know whose it was. Oh, man. They kept fighting over the broken glass, even though Jeremiah was about to lose his flip-flops. A few times I said stop, but they couldn't hear me. They looked alike. I never noticed how alike they looked. But right then, they looked like brothers. They kept struggling until suddenly, in the midst of it all, my mother was there. I guess she'd come through this other screen door. I don't know, she was just there. She broke the two of them apart with this incredible kind of brute strength, the kind only mothers have. She held them apart with a hand on each of their chests. "You two need to stop," she said. And instead of sounding mad, she sounded so sad. She sounded like she might cry, and my mother never cried. They were breathing hard, not looking at each other, but they were connected, the three of them. They understood something I didn't. I was just standing there, bearing witness to it all. It was like the time I went to church with Taylor and everyone else knew all the words to the songs, but I didn't. They lifted their arms in the air and swayed and knew every word by heart. and I felt like an intruder. You know, don't you? My mother said, her hands crumpling away from them. Jeremiah sucked in his breath, and I knew he was holding it in, trying not to cry. His face was already starting to bruise. Conrad, though, his face was indifferent, detached, like he wasn't there. Until his face sort of opened up, and suddenly he looked about 8 years old. I looked behind me, and there was Susanna, standing in the doorway. She was wearing her white cotton house dress, and she looked so frail standing there. I'm sorry, she said, lifting her hands up helplessly. This is sad. Oh no, I'm getting sad. She stepped toward the boys. Hesitant, my mother backed away. Susanna held out her arms, and Jeremiah fell right in. Even though he was so much bigger than she was, he looked small. Blood from his face smeared over the front of her dress, but they didn't pull away. He cried like I hadn't heard him cry since Conrad had accidentally closed the car door on his hand years and years ago. Conrad had cried just as hard as Jeremiah had that day, but this day he didn't. He let Susanna touch his hair, but he didn't cry. Belly, let's go, my mother said, taking my hand. She hadn't done that in a very long time. Like a little kid, I followed her inside. We went upstairs to her room. She closed the door and sat down on the bed. I sat down next to her. What's happening? I asked her, faltering, searching her face for some kind of answer. She took my hand and put them in hers. She held them tight, like she was the one holding on to me and not the other way around. She said, Belly, Susanna's sick again. I closed my eyes. I could hear the ocean roaring all around me. It was like holding a conch shell up to my ear really close. It wasn't true. It wasn't true. I was anywhere but there in that moment. I was swimming under a canopy of stars. I was at school, sitting in math class, on my bike, on the trail behind our house. I wasn't there. This wasn't happening. Oh, Bean, my mother sighed. I need you to open your eyes. I need you to hear me. I wouldn't open them. I wouldn't listen. I wasn't even there. She's sick. She has been for a long time. Trigger warning, friends. The cancer has came back, and it's aggressive. It spread to her liver. I opened my eyes and snatched my hand away from her. Stop talking. She's not sick. She's fine. She's still Susanna. My face was wet, and I didn't even know when I had started to cry. My mother nodded, wet her lips. You're right. She's still Susanna. She does things her way. She didn't want you kids to know. She wanted the summer to be perfect. Her voice caught on the word perfect. Oh, God. Like a run and a stocking. It caught, and she had tears in her eyes, too. She pulled me to her, held me against her chest, and rocked me, and I let her. But they did know, I whimpered. Everyone knew but me. I'm the only one who didn't know, and I love Susanna more than anybody. Which wasn't true. I knew that. Jeremiah and Conrad, they loved her best of all. But it felt true. I wanted to tell my mother that it didn't matter anyway. Susanna has had cancer last time, and she'd been fine. She'll be fine again. But if I said it out loud, it would be like admitting that she really did have cancer, that this was happening, and I couldn't. That night I laid in my bed and cried. My whole body ached. I opened all the windows in my room and lay in the dark and just listening to the ocean. I wished the tide would carry me out and never bring me back. I wondered if this was how Conrad felt, how Jeremiah felt, how my mother felt. I felt like the world was ending and nothing could ever be the same again. It was, and it wouldn't. Dang. That's so sad. This isn't good. This isn't good, guys. We only have 3 more chapters and then it's over. Hello to Devil Hammett as well. Thank you so much for listening to me read. I'm reading The Summer I Turned Pretty, if you didn't get the answer yet. And I'm so glad that you keep listening to the story. It's definitely a wild one. I know Conrad. Oh my gosh, what do you guys think about Conrad's situation? Let's put the sad piece to the side and like reflect back on Conrad's reaction. I feel like one brother is like trying to, like Jeremiah, he's trying to like commit to the family vibe, like this like perfect cookie cutter vision his mom has. Because we heard in the beginning that Susanna, their mom, wanted one of them to be with Belly. So I feel like he might like Belly, and he's like, you know what, my mom wants one of us to be with Belly. Like, I could commit to this, and this could be, in a way, making up for some of the like loss that they're experiencing. There's a divorce happening. Now there's a sickness. So like it'll help keep some of like their reality intact. But then the other brother, Conrad, I feel like is doing the complete opposite. And he's like, I need to get away. I don't want to be a part of this family. Like, this is over. Like, I don't want to get hurt. I'm already hurt enough. Like, that's where I see them. I'm curious if you think Conrad really does like Belly and like he's just like building more walls, trying to protect himself and her maybe. As where, like I said, Jeremiah was just trying to like find a way to keep the perfection together. I don't know. Who knows? This is intense. I'm screaming and crying today. It was a really hard chapter to read. Thank you so much for supporting me. Welcome to the stream. I'm Sky, or Invested Crybaby. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm currently reading The Summer I Turned Pretty. Chelsea, I feel like, yes, Conrad does like her, but it's just like you said, building more walls, struggling to deal with what's going on in his family, and probably struggling with all of his feelings for Belly in general. Changing, fair. Okay, so we're kind of on the same page. This guy's voice so soothing that I nearly knocked out in my chair just listening. Oh my gosh, and it's such an intense story. Thank you. Oh god. Oh. Crazy vibes going on. I'm scared to see the ending of this book today. I kind of see where the next one's going though. I'm already seeing where the next one's going. Hello, JS. It's been a second. I hope you're doing well. We're currently reading This Summer I Turned Pretty. Welcome to the stream, lovely. Welcome to the stream. Collect your daily love letter if you haven't already and you're watching on Twitch. Also, thank you to my friends on YouTube, Carly and Shisu and Beatles, and all the other besties for supporting and lurking over there. I know the story's wilding out. It's getting a bit sad. Alright, we're going to jump into the next chapter. This is chapter 43, The Summer I Turned Pretty. When we were little and the house was full of people like my father and Mr. Fisher and other friends, Jeremiah and I would share a bed, and so would Conrad and Stephen. My mother would come and tuck us in. The boys would pretend they were too old for it, but I knew they liked it just as much as I did. It was that feeling of being snug as a bug in a rug, cuddly as a burrito. I'd lie in bed and listen to the music drifting up the steps from downstairs, and Jeremiah and I would whisper scary stories to each other until we fell asleep. He always fell asleep first. I tried to pinch him awake, but it never worked. The last time that happened might have been the last time I ever felt really, really safe in the world. Like all was right and sound. The night of the boys' fight, I knocked on Jeremiah's door. Come in, he said. He was lying in bed, staring at the ceiling with his hands clasped behind his head. His cheeks were wet, and his eyes looked wet and red. His right eye was purpley gray, and it was already swelling up. As soon as he saw me, he rubbed his eyes with the back of his hand. Hey, I said, can I come in? He sat up. Yeah, okay. I walked over to him and sat on the edge of the bed, with my back pushed up against the wall. I'm sorry, I began. I've been practicing what I would say, how I would say it, so he would know how sorry I was, for everything. But then I started to cry and ruined it. He reached over and kneaded my shoulder awkwardly. He could not look at me, which in a way was easier. It's not fair, I said, and then I began to weep. Jeremiah said, I've been thinking about it all summer. how this is probably the last one. This is her favorite place, you know. I wanted to be perfect for her, but Conrad went and ruined everything. He took off. My mom's so worried, and that's the last thing she needs, to be worried about Conrad. He's the most selfish person I know besides my dad. I'm glad you love the story, Carly. That's so good. I hope you have safe travels, JS. Where are you heading? Let me know. He's hurting too, I thought. But I didn't say it out loud because it wouldn't help anything. So I just said, I wish I had known. If I had been paying attention, it would have been so different. Jeremiah shook his head. She didn't want you to know. She didn't want any of us to know. She wanted it to be like this, so we pretended. For her. But I wish I could have told you. It might have been easier or something. He wiped his eyes with his t-shirt collar, and I could see him trying so hard to keep it together, to be the strong one. I reached for him, to hug him, and he shuddered, and something seemed to break inside of him. He began to cry, really cry, but quietly. We cried together, our shoulders shaking and shuddering with the weight of it all. We cried like that for a long time. When we stopped, he let go of me and wiped his nose. Scoot over, I said. He scooted closer to the wall, and I stretched my legs out next to him. I'm sleeping in here, okay? I said, but it wasn't a question. Jeremiah nodded, and we went to sleep like that. In our clothes, on top of the comforter, even though we were older, it felt just the same. We slept face to face, the way we used to. I woke up early the next morning, clinging to the side of the bed. Jeremiah was sprawled out and snoring. I covered him with my side of the comforter, so he was tucked in like with a sleeping bag. Then I left. I headed back to my room. I had my hand on the doorknob when I heard Conrad's voice. Good morning, he said. I knew right away he'd seen me leave Jeremiah's room. Slowly I turned around, and there he was. He was standing there in last night's clothes, just like me. He looked rumpled, and he swayed just slightly. He looked like he was going to throw up. Are you drunk? He shrugged like he couldn't care less, but his shoulders were tense and rigid. Snidely, he said, aren't you supposed to be nice to me now, like the way you were for Jer last night? I opened my mouth to defend myself, to say that nothing had happened, that all we'd done was cry ourselves to sleep, but I didn't want to. Conrad didn't deserve to know anything. You're the most selfish person I've ever met, I said slowly and deliberately. I let each word puncture the air. I had never wanted to hurt somebody so bad in my whole life. I can't believe I ever thought I loved you. His face turned white. He opened and then closed his mouth. And then he did it again. I'd never seen him at a loss for words before. I walked back to my room, and it was the first time I had ever gotten the last word with Conrad. I had done it. I'd finally let him go. It felt like freedom, but freedom bought at some bloody, terrible price. It didn't feel good. Did I even have a right to say those things to him? Sorry. With him hurting the way he was? Did I have any rights at all? He was in pain, and so was I. When I got back into bed, I got under the covers and cried some more. And here I was thinking I didn't have any more tears left. Everything was wrong. Thank you. Thank you for blessing me. How could it be that I had spent the whole summer worrying about boys, swimming, getting tan, while Susanna was sick? How could that be? The thought of life without Susanna felt impossible. It was inconceivable. I couldn't even picture it. I couldn't imagine what it would be like for Jeremiah and Conrad. She was their mother. Later that morning, I didn't get out of bed. I slept until 11, and then I just stayed there. I was afraid to go downstairs and face Susanna and have her see that I knew. Around noon, my mother bustled into my room without even knocking. Rise and shine, she said, surveying my mess. She picked up a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and folded them against her chest. I'm not ready to get out of bed yet, I told her, turning over. I felt mad at her, like I had been tricked. She should have told me. She should have warned me. My whole life I had never known my mother to lie, but she had. All those times they'd supposedly been shopping or at the museum, on day trips, they hadn't been at any of those places. They'd been at hospitals with doctors. I saw that now. I just wish I had seen it before. My mother walked over to me and sat on the edge of the bed. She scratched my back, and her fingernails felt good against my skin. You have to get out of bed, Belly, she said softly. You're still alive, and so is Susanna. You have to be strong for her. She needs you. Her words made sense. If Susanna needed me, then that was something I could do. I can do that, I said, turning around to look at her. I just don't get how Mr. Fisher can leave her all alone like this when she needs him most. She looked away, out the window, and then back down at me. This is the way Beck wants things to be, and Adam is who he is. She cradled my cheek in her hand. It's not up to us to decide. Susanna was in the kitchen making blueberry muffins. She was leaning up against the counter, stirring batter in a big metal mixing bowl. She was wearing another one of her cotton house dresses, and I realized she'd been wearing them all summer because they were loose. They hid how thin her arms were, the way her collarbone jutted out against her skin. She hadn't seen me yet, and I was tempted to run away before she did, but I didn't. I couldn't. Good morning, Susanna, I said. My voice sounded high and false, not like my own. She looked up at me and smiled. It's past noon. I don't think it counts as morning anymore. Good afternoon, then. I lingered by the door. Are you mad at me too? She asked slightly. Her eyes were worried, though. I could never be mad at you, I told her, coming up behind her and putting my arms around her stomach. I tucked my head in the space between her neck and her shoulder. She smelled like flowers. She said, still in her light voice, You'll look after him, won't you? Who? I could feel her cheeks form into a smile. You know who. Yes, I whispered, still holding on tight. Good, she said, sighing. He needs you. I didn't ask who he was. I didn't need to. Susanna? Promise me something. Anything. Promise me you'll never leave me. Oh. Dang, I didn't know it was going to be a sad story. I didn't know that we were going to be reading a sad story, guys. You watched the show, you could have told me. You could have warned me. I promise, she said without hesitation. I let out a breath, and then I let go. Can I help you with the muffins? Yes, please. I helped her make a streusel, topping with brown sugar and butter and oats. We took the muffins out of the oven too early because we couldn't stand to wait, and we ate them while they were still steaming hot and gooey in the middle. I ate 3, sitting with her, watching her butter her muffin. It felt like she'd be there forever. I have sunscreen all over my face, my eyes burn. Oh my gosh, I'm screaming. Somehow we got around to talking about proms and dances. Susanna loved to talk about anything girly. She said I was the only person she could talk to about this kind of things. My mother certainly wouldn't, and neither would Conrad or Jeremiah. Only me, her pretend daughter. She said, make sure you send me pictures of you at your first big dance. I hadn't gone to any of my school's homecomings or proms yet. No one had asked me. I hadn't really felt like it. The one person I wanted to go with didn't go to my school. I told her, I will. I'll wear that dress you bought me last summer. What dress? The one from that mall, the purple one that you and Mom fought over that time. Remember? You put it in my suitcase. She frowned, confused. I didn't buy you that dress. Laurel would have had a fit. Then her face cleared and she smiled. Your mother must have gone back and bought it for you. My mother? My mother would never. That's your mother, so like her. But she never said. My voice trailed off. I hadn't even considered the possibility that it had been my mother who'd bought it for me. She wouldn't. She's not like that. Susanna reached across the table and grabbed my hand. You're the luckiest girl in the world to have her for a mother. Know that. The sky was gray, and there was a chill in the air. It would rain soon. It was so misty out that it took me a minute to find him. I finally did, about a half-mile down. It always came back to the beach. He was sitting, his knees close to his chest. He didn't look at me when I sat down next to him. He just stared out at the ocean. His eyes were those blank and empty abysses, like sockets. There was nothing there. The boy I thought I knew so well was gone. He looked so lost sitting there. I felt that old lurch, that gravitational pull, that desire to inhabit him. Like wherever he has in this world, I would know where to find him. And I would do it. Sorry, guys, I mixed up the W and the H. I would find him and I would take him home and I'd take care of him just like Susanna wanted. I spoke first. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I wish I had known. Please stop talking, he said. I'm sorry, I whispered, starting to get up. I was always saying the wrong thing. Don't leave, Conrad said. His shoulders collapsed. His face did too. He hid it in his hands. He was 5 years old again. We both were. I'm so pissed at her, he said. Each word coming out of him like a gust of concentrated air. He bowed his head, his shoulders broken and bent. He was finally crying. I watched him silently. I felt like I was intruding on a private moment, only he never let me see if he weren't grieving. The old Conrad liked to be in control. The old pool, the tide drawing me back in. I kept getting caught in the current. First love kept making me come back to this, to him. He still took my breath away, just being near him. I had been lying to myself the night before, thinking I was free, thinking I had let him go. It didn't matter what he said or did. I'd never let him go. I wondered if it was possible to take someone's pain away with a kiss, because that was what I wanted to do. Take all of his sadness and pour it out of him, comforting him, making the boy I knew come back. I reached out and touched the back of his neck. He jerked forward, the slightest motion, but I didn't take my hand away. I let it rest there, stroking the back of his hair, and then I cupped the back of his head, moved it toward me, and kissed him, tentatively at first, and then he started kissing me back, and we were kissing each other. His lips were warm and needy. He needed me. My mind went pure, blinding white, and the only thought I had was, I'm kissing Conrad Fisher, and he's kissing me back. Susanna was dying, and I was kissing Conrad. He was the one to break away. I'm sorry, he said, his voice raw and scratchy. I touched my lips with the back of my fingers. For what? I couldn't seem to catch my breath. It can't happen like this. He stopped, and then started again. I do think about you. You know that. I just can't. Can you just be here with me? I nodded. I was afraid to open my mouth. I took his hand and squeezed it, and it felt like the most right thing I had done in a long time. We sat there in the sand, holding hands, like it was something we'd been doing all along. It started to rain, stopped at first. The first raindrops hit the sand, and the grain speeded up, rolled away. It started to come down harder, and I wanted to get up and go back to the house, but I could tell Conrad didn't. So I sat there with him, holding his hand, saying nothing. Everything else felt really far away. It was just us. Oh my god, we have 2 more freaking chapters. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my. Wow. Screaming. Tea. Yeah. Chapter 44. The summer I turned pretty. Toward the end of the summer, everything slowed down, and I started to feel ready to be done. It was like with snow days. We once had this great big blizzard, and we didn't go to school for 2 whole weeks. After a while, you just wanted to get out of the house, even if that meant going to school. Being at the summer house felt like that. Even paradise could be suffocating. You could only sit on the beach doing nothing so many times before you felt ready to go. I felt it a week before we left, every time. And then, of course, when the time came, I was never ready to leave. I wanted to stay forever. It was a total catch-22, like a contradiction in terms, because as soon as we were in the car driving away, all I wanted to do was jump out and run back to the house. Cam called me twice. Both times I didn't answer. I let it go to voicemail. The first time he called, he didn't leave a message, but the second time he said, "Hey, it's Cam. I hope to get to see you before we both leave, but if not, then, well, it was really nice hanging out with you, so yeah, call me back if you want." I didn't know what to say to him. I loved Conrad, and I probably always would. I would spend my whole life loving him one way or another, Maybe I would get married, maybe I would have a family, but it wouldn't matter because the piece of my heart, the piece where Summer lived, would always be Conrad's. How did I say those things to Cam? How did I tell him that there was a piece saved for him too? He was the first boy to tell me I was beautiful. That had to count for something, but there was no way for me to say any of those things to him. So I did the only thing I could think to do. I just left it alone. I didn't call him back. With Jeremiah, it was easier. And by that, I mean he went easy on me. He let me off the hook. He pretended like it hadn't happened, like we hadn't said any of those things down in the rec room. He went on telling jokes and calling me belly button and just being Jeremiah. I finally understood Conrad. I mean, I understood what he meant when he said he couldn't deal with any of it. With me. I couldn't either. All I wanted to do was spend every single second at the house with Susanna. To soak up the last drop of summer and pretend it was like all the summers that had come before it. That was all I wanted. Short chapter. Screaming. I don't want this book to end. I'm screaming. Don't forget to drink some water. Stay hydrated, friends. Thank you for listening to this story with me. No. What if we stopped reading? What if we just left it here? What do you think? Oh my god. Oh no. I know that's not the case. I know. Chapter 45, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I hated the last day before we left because it was cleanup day. And when we were kids, we weren't allowed to go to the beach at all in case we brought in more sand. We washed all the sheets and swept up the sand and made sure all the boogie boards and floats were in the basement, cleaned up the fridge and packed sandwiches for the drive home. My mother was at the helm of this day. She was the one who insisted everything be just so it's all ready for next summer, she'd say. What she didn't know was that Susanna had cleaners come in after we left and before we came back. I caught Susanna calling them once, scheduling an appointment. She covered the phone with one hand and whispered guiltily, "Don't tell your mom, okay, Belly?" I nodded. It was like a secret between us. And I liked that. My mother actually liked to clean and didn't believe in housekeepers or maids or in other people doing what she considered our work. She'd say, "Would you ask someone else to brush your teeth for you or lace up your shoes just because you could?" The answer was no. "Don't worry too much about the sand," Susanna would whisper when she'd see me going over the kitchen floor with the broom for the third time. I would keep sweeping anyway. I knew what my mother would say if she felt any grains on her feet. That night for dinner, we ate everything that was left in the fridge. That was the tradition. My mother heated up 2 frozen pizzas, reheated lo mein and fried rice, made a salad out of pale celery and tomatoes. There was clam chowder too, and half a rack of ribs, plus Susanna's potato salad from more than a week before. It was a bunch of old food that no one felt like eating. But we did. We sat around the kitchen table, picking off of foil-covered plates. Conrad kept sneaking looks at me, and every time I looked back, he'd look away. "I'm right here," I wanted to tell him. "I'm still here." We were all pretty quiet until Jeremiah broke the silence, like breaking the top of a creme brulee. He said, "This potato salad tastes like bad breath." "I think that would be your upper lip," Conrad said. We all laughed, and it felt like a relief, for it to be okay to laugh, to be something other than sad. Then Conrad said, "This rib has mold on it," and we all started to laugh again. It felt like I hadn't laughed in a long time. My mother rolled her eyes. "Would it kill you to eat a little mold? Just scrape it off. Give it to me. I'll eat it." Conrad put his hands up in surrender, and then he stabbed the rib with his fork and dropped it on my mother's plate. "Enjoy it, Laurel." "I swear you spoiled these boys, Beck," my mother says. Everything felt normal, like any other last night. Belly was raised on leftovers, weren't you, Bean? I agreed. I was a neglected child who was fed only old food that nobody else wanted. My mother suppressed a smile and pushed the potato salad toward me. "I do spoil them," Susanna said, touching Conrad's shoulder. Jeremiah's cheek. "They're angels. Why wouldn't I?" The two boys looked at each other from across the table for a second. Then Conrad said, "I'm an angel." I wouldn't say Jer. I would say Jer is more of a shrub. He reached out and tousled Jer's hair roughly. Jeremiah swatted his hand away. "He's no angel. He's the devil," he said. It was like the fight had been erased. With boys, it was like that. They fought and then it was over. My mother picked up Conrad's rib, looked down at it, and put it down again. "I can't eat this," she said, sighing. "Mold won't kill you," Susanna declared, laughing and pushing her hair out of her eyes. She lifted her fork in the air. You know what, Will?" We all stared at her. "Cancer," she said triumphantly. She had the best poker face known to man. She held a straight face for 4 whole seconds before erupting into a fit of giggles. She rustled her hand through Conrad's hair until he finally wore a smile. I could tell he didn't want to, but he did it for her. "Listen up," she said. "Here's what's going to happen. I'm seeing my acupuncturist. I'm taking medicine. I'm still fighting this the best I can. My doctors say that at this point, that's the most I can do. I refuse to put any more poison into my body or spend any more time in hospitals. This is where I want to be, with people who matter most to me, okay?" She looked around at us. "Okay," we all said it, even though it was in no way, shape, or form okay, nor would it ever be. Susanna continued, "If and when I go off slow dancing into the ever after, I don't want to look like I've been stuck in a hospital room my whole life. I at least want to be tan. I want to be as tan as Belly." She pointed at me with her fork. "Beck, if you want to be as tan as Belly, you'll need more time. That's not something you can achieve in one summer. My girl wasn't born tan. It takes years. And you're not ready yet," my mother said. She said it simply, logically. Susanna wasn't ready yet. None of us were. After dinner, we all went our separate ways to pack. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I stayed in my bedroom, packing my clothes, my shoes, my books, until it was time to pack my bathing suit. I wasn't ready to do that yet. I wanted one more swim. I changed into my one piece and wrote 2 notes, one for Jeremiah and one for Conrad. On each of them I wrote, "Midnight swim, meet me in 10 minutes. I slid a note under each door and then ran downstairs as quick as I could, but with my towels streaming behind me like a flag. I couldn't let the summer end like this. We couldn't leave the house until we had one good moment for all of us. The house was dark, and I made my way outside without turning on the lights. I didn't need to. I knew it by heart. As soon as I got outside, I dove into the pool. I didn't dive so much as belly flop. The last one of the summer, maybe ever, in this house anyway. The moon was bright and white, and as I waited for the boys, I floated on my back counting the stars and listening to the ocean. When the tide was low like this, it whispered and gurgled, and it sounded like a lullaby. I wish I could stay forever, in this moment, like in one of those plastic snowballs, one little moment frozen in time. They came out together, Beck's boys. I guess they'd run into each other on the stairs. They were both wearing their swimming trunks. It occurred to me that I hadn't seen Conrad in his trunks all summer, that we hadn't swum in this pool since the first day. And Jeremiah, we'd only swum in the ocean once or twice. It had been a summer with hardly any swim time, except for when I swam with Cam or when I swam alone. The thought made me feel unspeakably sad, that this could be the last summer, and we'd hardly swum together at all. "Hello," I said, floating on my back. Conrad dipped his toe in. "It's kind of cold to swim in, isn't it?" "Chicken," I said, squawking loudly. "Just jump in and get it over with." They looked at each other, then Jeremiah made a running leap and cannonballed in, and Conrad followed right behind him. They made 2 big splashes, and I swallowed a ton of water because I was smiling, but I didn't care. We swam over to the deep end, and I treaded water to stay afloat. Conrad reached over and pushed my bangs out of my eyes. It was a tiny gesture, but Jeremiah saw and he turned away, swam closer to the edge of the pool. For a second I felt sad, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, it came to me. A memory, pressed in my heart like a leaf in a book. I lifted my arms in the air and twirled around in circles like a water ballerina. Spinning, I began to recite. Maggie and Millie and Molly and May went down to the beach to play one day. And Maggie discovered a shell that sang so sweetly she couldn't remember her troubles. And Millie befriended a stranded star, whose rays 5 langed fingers were. Jeremiah grinned, and Molly chased by a horrible thing, which raced sideways while blowing bubbles, and May came home with a smooth round stone, as small as a world and as large as a loan. Together, Conrad too, we all said, for whatever we lose, like a you or a me, it's always ourselves we find in the sea. and then there was silence between us, and no one said anything. It was Susanna's favorite poem. She taught it to us kids a long time ago. We were on one of her guided nature walks, where she pointed out shells and jellyfishes. That day, we marched down to the beach, arms linked, and recited it so loudly I think we woke up the fish. We knew it, like we knew the Pledge of Allegiance by heart. This might be our last summer here, I said suddenly. No way, Jeremiah said, floating up next to me. Conrad's going to college this fall, and you have football camp, I reminded him. Even though Conrad going to college and Jeremiah going to football camp for 2 weeks didn't really have anything to do with us not coming back next summer. I didn't say what we were all thinking, that Susanna was sick, that she might not get better, and she was the string that tied us all together. Conrad shook his head. It doesn't matter. We'll always come back. Briefly, I wondered if he meant just him and Jeremiah. And then he said, all of us. It got quiet, and then I had an idea. Let's make a whirlpool, I said, clapping my hands together. You're such a kid, Conrad said, smiling at me and shaking his head. For the first time, it didn't bother me when he called me a kid. It felt like a compliment. I floated out to the middle of the pool. Come on, guys. They swam over to me, and we made a circle and started to run as fast as we could. Faster, Jeremiah yelled, laughing. Then we stopped, let our bodies go limp, and get caught in the whirlpool we just made. I leaned my head back and let the current carry me. Oh my gosh, guys, we're on the last chapter. Oh my. Thank you for listening. Thank you for lurking and watching. Don't forget to leave a tab open if you have to go. We're live on both Twitch and YouTube. Reading This Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm scared. I'm scared. This is our final chapter. This is going to be chapter 46. Okay, are you ready? Drink some water, buckle up. This is the last chapter of the story. Chapter 46, The Summer I Turned Pretty. When he called, I didn't recognize his voice, partly because I wasn't expecting it, and partly because I was still half asleep. He said, I'm in my car on my way to your house. Can I see you? It was 12:30 in the morning. Boston was 5.5 hours away. He had driven all night. He wanted to see me. I told him to park down the street and I'd meet him on the corner, after my mother had gone to bed. He said he'd wait. I turned the lights off and waited by the window, watching for the taillights. As soon as I saw his car, I wanted to run outside, but I had to wait. I could hear my mother rustling around in her room. I knew she would read in bed for at least half an hour before she fell asleep. It felt like torture, knowing he was out there waiting for me, not being able to go to him. In the dark, I put on my scarf and hat that Grandma knit me for Christmas. Then I shut my bedroom door and tiptoed down the hallway to my mother's room, pressing my ear against the door. The light is off, and I could hear her snoring softly. Steven's not even home yet, which is lucky for me, because he's a light sleeper, just like our dad. She's home! Oh my god! My mother is finally asleep. The house is still and silent. Our Christmas tree is still up. We keep the lights on all night because it makes it still feel like Christmas. Like any minute, Santa could show up with gifts. I don't bother leaving her a note. I'll call her in the morning when she wakes up and wonders where I am. I creep down the stairs, careful on the creaky step in the middle, but once I'm out of the house, I'm flying down the front steps across the frosty lawn. It crunches along the bottom of my sneakers. I forgot to put on a coat. I remembered the scarf and hat, but no coat. His car is in the corner, right where it was supposed to be. The car is dark, no lights, and I open the passenger side door like I've done it a million times before. But I haven't. I never even been inside. I haven't seen him since August. I poke my head inside, but I don't go in. Not yet. I want to look at him first. I have to. It's winter, and he's wearing a gray fleece. His cheeks are pink from the cold. His tan has faded, and he still looks the same. Hey, I say, when I climb inside. You're not wearing a coat, he says. It's not that cold, I say, even though it is, even though I'm shivering as I say it. Here, he says, shrugging off his fleece and handing it to me. I put it on. It's warm, and it doesn't smell like cigarettes. It smells like him. So Conrad quit smoking after all. The thought makes me smile. He starts the engine. I say, I can't believe you're really here. He sounds almost shy when he says me neither. And then he hesitates. Are you still coming with me? I can't believe he even has to ask. I would go anywhere. Yes, I tell him. I feel like nothing else exists outside of that word, this moment. There's just us. Everything that happened this past summer, and every summer before it, has all led up to this, to now. What? Oh my god. The plot twist. Hello? Is that it? What? What? Is that it? Oh my god, that's it. What? Oh my god, no way. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my gosh. That was the last. What? The cliffhanger? Are you serious? Like the way I keep pressing? Like, no way. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dang. Dang. Yeah, there's a cliffhanger ending. Oh my gosh. That was an intense ending. You're like trying to figure out who's gonna be in the car, and then like she says his name, and then like they're going somewhere and we don't know where they're going. Oh my. Going somewhere together and it's not summer. Screaming. Well, there is a second book we're gonna start next week. It's Not Summer Without You. I'm just a little shook. I'm just a little shook that that's the ending of this book here. What the? Oh my gosh. I didn't think I was reading like the final words. I think I would have like prepped myself a little more. I know. Like I thought we were gonna leave the summer house. Something was gonna happen. They just threw us out here. I wonder if the second book will pick up where we left off. Wow. What do you guys think of the book? That was literally the first book we finished together. First book I've read live. First book we finished together in general. I'm like, I want to leave. I want to go. I think I want to leave. You can't you had a moment like, please don't let the plot twist us, and it's Cam in his car. I thought it was going to be Cam too. I low-key was like, it's going to be Cam, and then I was like, it's going to be like her dad. I was like, it's going to be Steven. She said, and then she said Boston was like far, and I was like, it's Cam or it's Jeremiah. You liked the book. It was a 9 out of 10. You loved the book. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. I didn't expect the ending like that. Oh man. Well, I guess it gets us excited for the next one. There's like 2 of them. It's not Summer Without You, Summer 2. They like number them weirdly. I'm nervous. Okay, yeah, this one looks like it has everything. Oh, it's a little bit longer. It's like slightly longer. Okay, well. I clicked on the book. Oh, I should leave. Let me leave. I clicked on the book, guys. Oh no, I'm already reading the first page. Dang. I don't know what to do next. I was like, yeah, we can do something after, and I'm like, no. I don't want to do anything. I just want to read the next book. Hello? Screaming. No. I don't want to do anything. I want to know what's going on. It's Not Summer Without You. It's the title of book 2. Book 2. It's Not Summer Without You. And I'm scared. Is it going to be Conrad gone? Is it going to be Susanna gone? Is it going to be... What's going on here? Okay, what are your thoughts? Do you ship Belly and Conrad? Do you think that there's still hope for someone else? Do you not like Conrad? Do you like Conrad? Who do you think is going to be missing in book number 2 when the title is It's Not Summer Without You? Let me know. Let me know, chat. What are we feeling? You're Team Conrad all the way, Gianna? I see you, Gianna. Okay, I'm gonna let people share their opinions before I share mine. You loved the book, Choir? I'm glad you loved the book, bestie. I'm so glad you liked it. I can't wait to read the next book. It's Not Summer Without You. Who's not showing up? I feel like it's not going to be the obvious answer. You're biased though because you watch the show. You watched the show. Okay, so you know the story, Gianna. I've not watched the show, so this is all new. I'm like going in just blind, a little bit nervous. But you watched the show, okay. You're holding hope for Conrad, but you're scared they'll put us through it for this ship. Yeah. I'm here for that. I see that happening for sure. you're going with whatever my opinion is. Screaming. I think I'm Team Conrad. I've been like low-key trying to avoid saying that. I know he's not the greatest guy. Who said I had the best judgment? Ow. But I think I'm Team Conrad. I think I am. Like, she loves him. She's said it so many times. Oh my gosh. That I don't think we have a standing chance with anybody else. Like, we just gotta go with Belly's heart. Belly's like, I'm gonna always love him. I love him. I've been wishing for him. So, and then the ending, like him driving 5 hours. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm Team Conrad. I hope I don't regret saying this reading book 2 or book 3 or even watching the show, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, as of today, I'm Team Conrad. As of finishing the first book, I'm Team Conrad. Yeah, I don't know how I feel besides that. I'm like really hoping that Susanna is going to recover. Hoping Susanna's gonna recover. I'm hoping that like we're gonna get more summers and things are gonna go back to normal. To be honest, call me a hater. Why do I not care that they're getting a divorce? I'm like, the dad doesn't sound that great. We didn't get to know the dad. I'm kind of glad these guys are here. Call me a hater. I'm sorry. Chelsea's what if? I'm listening. What if? Let's hear Chel's thought. But like, I don't know. I feel you gotta keep your mouth shut and you hope I enjoy the books. Thank you, Gianna. I hope you enjoy listening to the books and seeing how they differ from the show. Oh gosh. She says, this is a sad route, but what if It's Not Summer Without You is referencing Susanna? I could see it. I'm just in denial, girl. I am so in denial. I'm like, no. She's coming back. I'm thinking, like, low-key, this is boy craze, and, like, it's gonna be, like, I'm gonna close the book, because I'm actually scared I'm gonna read something. I closed the book, okay? There's no chance that I'm gonna be getting a glimpse. I think, though, I think this is gonna be, like, okay, this is me being hopeful. I'm a delusional girl. We know this. I'm a very hopeful, delusional girly. So I think that Susanna's gonna make it through. Please, please. And everyone's coming back to the summer house. And Conrad's not gonna be there. And it's gonna be, like, lame. It's gonna be like, oh man, bummer. And then, like, we're gonna get thrown for, like, a loop. Right? Because, like, something's gonna go down that we don't know about. And we're gonna get some crazy flashbacks. And it's gonna be like, it didn't work out, whatever. I'm just making things up here now. And then, like, I'm picturing, like, book 2 leaving us with another cliffhanger in this, and then it being like, I still love Conrad. I don't know. I'm delusional. God, I'm so, that doesn't even sound like a good, like, it doesn't sound like The Fly. It doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even, I can't even justify it. I'm just delusional. My biggest hope is Susanna makes it out. Okay, I'm just, if Susanna's there, I'll ride the lover ride. I'm here for the roller coaster. I watched Gossip Girl. I'm here for the roller coaster. There was a point that they had me hardcore shipping Dare. So who knows? Okay, I'm Team Conrad today. Tomorrow I could be Team whoever. I'm not one to be trusted when it comes to these ships. I'm just not. Okay, question. Do we think we've seen the last of Cam? Do I want it to be the last of Cam? Low key. But based on her saying he's the first guy that told me I'm beautiful, that has to count for something. He'll always have a piece of me too. No. I'm sure he's going to make a plot twist return. I have seen, and you guys all know, the writer of The Summer I Turned Pretty is the same writer as To All the Boys I've Ever Loved Before. Truthfully think they botched the lover situationships that happened in that movie. I really don't like him because, like, just tail end. I really hope this is a better outcome. I'm like really, really, really hoping this has a better outcome than To All the Boys I've Loved Before, because I just did not like that she had so many different, like, she had a triangle love situation too, and, like, in the end I don't think any of the three ended up being the person. It was weird. It just wasn't good. So for me, I just feel like she might have pulled the same, like, we're gonna go through it a bunch. And, like, we're going to have a reoccurring guy come back. And it's probably going to be Conrad, but I just see Cam coming back. I do see Cam coming back. They got me to the Dare table and I didn't leave. I know. I still, like, save Dare edits. Like, as recent as yesterday. So, did I ever leave as well? I'm eating off both tables. I'm eating off both. And I am not proud of it. Okay? I'm not proud of it. Hello, Emma. I hope you've been well. Thank you so much for being here. I was, like, so into Chuck and Blair, but, like, secretly it's Dare for me too, Chell. I think it'll always be Dare for me. I think I just really like Dan, so there's that. Like, I think I just like Dan, and I like Blair, so, like, you know, there it goes. I don't know. Let me see. Emma says, no, Crybaby, I thought we were friends. Why? Birds of Feather. Sing it, McLovin. Sing it. Are you don't like Dare? It's okay. I support Chuck and Blair too. I was really happy when Chuck and Blair ended up together in the end. I did, Emma. I mean, I was fake fronting. I was like, yes, Chuck and Blair. But, like, secretly, like, my super secret that you're not supposed to know is that I love Dare. It's like forbidden fruit. I'm sorry. It's forbidden fruit. It's my forbidden fruit. I'd probably bite the apple, okay? Be honest, I'd bite the apple. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. Please don't judge me. I get the Chuck and Blair. I really do. I swear. Oh man. I'm getting called out for something we're not even reading. I'm spilling secrets about something we're not even on. Like, dang it. I love you here, Chal. I love you here. Listen. Yeah. The summer I turned pretty. Will we get a winter, like, thing? Will we get a winter moment in the summer I turned pretty? I mean, we kind of got a glimpse of one. Or are we always going to be at Cousins? Are we always going to be at Cousins Beach? We're never going to have, like, a winter thing. I mean, I don't really see room for it. Like, a winter break, maybe? Or are they, like... Well, you know what? They're, like, getting close to finishing. They're getting close to graduating. So, like... Maybe? Maybe. Screaming. Who knows? Thank you for lurking. What do you guys want to do next? My friend Carly says, what are we going to do now, Sky? I don't know. What do you want to do? I'm stuck on the story. I'm like, dang. What do you guys want to do? Let me know. What should we do on the stream next? Throw out suggestions. We read the second book starting next Wednesday. Dress to Impress. I'm playing them on Friday, Carly. I'm so sorry. I'm playing Dress to Impress on Friday. Come here on Friday for me to play that, okay? I won't be here tomorrow, but I am here today, and I'm here on Friday. I'm playing Dress to Impress all day on Friday. But what should I do today? Suggest things in the chat. I'm going to go on a quick stretch break. Write to me. Tell me. What do I do? I'll be right back. Gonna debrief. Get a quick breather in. Let me know. Write some suggestions in the chat. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I don't know. I'm really stuck on this story. Okay, friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you all stretched. And thank you for your recommendations as well. Hello, hello. If you're just joining me, I'm Sky, or Invested Crybaby. And we just finished reading The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm still stuck on it. I'm like, please. I can't. I don't want to do anything. They left us on a cliffhanger. Don't forget to watch back the VOD for tea time story reading. Crazy energy. So you guys wanted me to either do some just chatting or Animal Crossing. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do at all. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really stuck. I'm like in a loop. Thank you for the 48 love letters. Thank you so much. I just put some more aloe on my skin because I have a really bad sunburn. If you didn't know, I scream. So I put some aloe on. Carly said I should write a story. Do you write stories, Carly? Oh my goodness. You don't remember if you redeemed your love letter for today? You did. I don't know, guys. I'm really stuck on it. I also want to do some new things with our stream. So I'm trying to sit in here and think, what are some new stuff we can start? Logan says, I started a new island Animal Crossing. Let's go. Congrats on your new island, Logan. Very exciting. I need to schedule some more Animal Crossing time in on our channel super soon. I got my controllers, but I'm like not ready to pull out the game. I'm not ready to move on from this story. The story was too thick. It was a little bit crazy. Thank you for being on YouTube. Don't forget to like the live stream for me. Today we'll be watching Glee for the first time as well. So we'll be getting into another story of some sorts tonight. Story after story. Content after content. Drama after drama. Should be interesting. So that should be fun. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do on MapleStory before reset. 1 hour farm session on the main train. For a boss mule or train a legion link skill mule. A legion one. Carly says nice. I know, I'm trying to think, guys. There's things I want to do. I want to clean my room soon, so I'll probably do that today with my extra time. I need to get back into recording, so I need to plan some stuff for that. I want to decorate for fall soon, but I'm still in summer. Oh, desperately bad I want to go from summer to fall, but I keep getting sucked back into summer. Screaming. You're gonna play Roblox? Okay, have fun. Thank you for listening to me read The Summer I Turned Pretty, love. I appreciate you. So I'm kind of in the midst. We're just like stuck in the midst of things. As of next week, I should have a very consistent schedule again though, so I'm pretty excited with that. We'll be streaming Tuesday through Friday, starting at 10 a.m. Playing Animal Crossing, playing Sims, reading, playing A Dress to Impress. So that should be good. At least we'll have some fun things to do every single week consistently. We also have movies in the Discord server every Saturday. Hoping to reel myself back in from the summer activities. Because summer's real, guys. Summer's getting me this month. Next month I have my streaming anniversary, so that should be exciting to prepare for. And this month we still have our Harvest Homecoming in Animal Crossing, so we'll be building that later in the month. And we are going to do something for Cass's birthday. Then we have Cho's birthday, so there's some birthdays in the community to celebrate. 2 more Star Wars movies to go in the Discord on Friday nights. So we have some Star Wars to watch. There's some vibes. There's some vibes to jump into. Take care, Carly. Thank you so much, Choir, for modding for us on YouTube. By the way, I'm glad that you're there. Simmering. Thinking. I don't think you're going to get me out of the story today, guys. I don't think you're going to get me out of the story. I'll chat with you for a little bit longer. But I don't think that I am going to be able to jump into something else. I'm too, like, stuck on the story. Lingering. On the summer, I turned pretty. I really want to watch the show now. I'm excited to watch the show. But I fear if I watch the show, we'll obviously have to wait until we're done with the books, because I fear they'll ruin the storyline quickly. Like, I feel like the show will be a lot more fast-paced than the book is. I cry. Yeah, we can definitely find a time to play some movies, Johnny. Just join me in the screen share chat. Give me some dates. Give me some times. And I'll let you know what fits in with the schedule. I can't wait to watch some Halloween movies too in October. Maybe some pre-Halloween movies in September. I've been watching Pretty Little Liars on the side. So I watched it for a little bit last week. I think I'm like 10 episodes deep. I really can't get past the first season though. I've watched the entire series, but I just know I can't get past like the beginning stages. So I probably won't watch it too much. Here and there. Thought about doing the same with Gossip Girl, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait to fully rewatch that at some point. And I might start SITC soon. I'm thinking about starting that show casually. You're gonna do some code shopping, Logan. I love code shopping. I hope you have so much fun. So that's what I'm thinking about starting next. Just like randomly putting it on when I'm like having free time. I might start it maybe even today. Just try to have it running while I'm like planning things. I feel like those types of shows will inspire me. I'm shocked to hear you starting Pretty Little Liars again. Don't be. I watch it like every year, Chell, for being honest. Last year, I think even at this time, my sister was watching it, and like I was watching it with her. I think I got into like at least season 3 with her before we moved, and then she was like, I can't watch that in the new house, I'll be too scared. And then the other day, when I was under the weather, I started watching it. I literally watched I watched 10 episodes straight. I just like the energy. It's like so fall coded too. Don't be shocked. I will probably, that's like my go-to forever show. But again, I see a lot of edits like on social media, and like I see characters from like way later down the line, like season 4, season 5, season 6, and I'm like, oh gosh, I can't do that again. I don't want to get into that again. So I won't watch it like religiously. I don't know if I'll ever actually watch the whole series again. I just watch like the beginning days when Allison goes missing and the girls are like reconnecting, and then maybe like as soon as the flings start up with all of them, I kind of just drop off. I'm like, I know how this story goes. I've been a part of this story one too many times. Again though, I've been wanting to do it with Gossip Girl. Really refraining though. I'm like, no, I feel like when I watch Gossip Girl again, I want to watch it the whole way through. So I'm like, it's time for a new show. And that's when I'm thinking about doing like SITC. I still want to watch Desperate Housewives. I'm like 50-50 with which one I should start. I think I'm going to go with SITC though. My mom is watching it. And she's watching it every single night before she goes to bed on my account, might I add. And she's like, I'm so into it. I love it so. It's like a ritual for me to watch it now. And I'm like, you got me. You got me. Wait, you're watching it? When did you start watching it? If you're watching it, I'm putting on episode 1 today. Busy Pop, thank you for saying you love it here. If you're watching it, I'm putting it on today. Don't forget to drink some water, friends who are lurking. Thank you for being here. I had no idea. Yes, when they put it back on Netflix, we started it again. I don't know how long it's been on Netflix. What season are you on? No way. I had no idea you were watching it. Hello to Gigi on YouTube. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for saying hi. No, you got me too excited now. Now I'm definitely gonna watch it. Now I'm so like, I'm like, I'm gonna go watch that. But it's been a couple weeks since you've turned it on, so you're still pretty early. Like season 2, you might be in season 3. I got some catching up to do. I'm actually excited because if you're watching it, then I'm watching it. You're doing well. How am I doing today? I'm doing good, Gigi. Thank you. I just finished reading, actually. We were reading This Summer I Turned Pretty, and it was so good. We just finished the book. We're going to start the second book next week, but I'm already like, ah. So I'm just talking now because like I can't get over the story. Have you ever seen the show or watched the books? Johnny says bonus binge in the server. I want to know this. Johnny, it's too up there in the ratings. I don't know if I can screen share that. I don't know. I saw like a glimpse of it on my mom's TV, and I was even scared to watch it with her in the room. I was like, whoa, I gotta go. It's like, whoa, look at the time. I think it's time for me to see myself out. You're gonna watch the show tonight? Really? Oh my gosh, well, don't spoil anything, okay? You know, it's like, I think Bagheera's calling me, especially in the first season. Really? Oh my gosh, yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be hard for me to watch. I'd be like, whoa. You guys watching too? Don't tell me. I scream. Don't tell me if you're seeing this scene right now. I'm probably gonna watch it like right now, Johnny. I think I'm gonna put it on in my room and then like clean. You're gonna be right back, Gigi? Okay. I can't believe Chel's watching it. I had no idea. You were watching it. You never told me. You never told the chat that you were watching the show. And I've been saying stuff about it, so I'm surprised you haven't said nothing. That's crazy. That's really crazy. I tried to ask my sister if she'd watch it because we watch Jersey Shore. And that gets pretty crazy too. And she said no, she doesn't want to watch it. And I can't blame her because like I said, I always thought the show was for like older generation vibes. Feel free to hit me up and talk smack about Carrie if you ever feel the urge. Oh my gosh, I've seen clips of her and I'm already scared I'm not gonna like her because I feel like she's the main character. It's giving she's the main character. I'm scared I'm not gonna like the main character. I've seen like a few clips and I was like, oh, what? That's not the vibe I was expecting. 18 plus TV show movie binge, screaming. It's like, wait, what is going on here? I've also seen clips of the other girls. I really like, I think her name's Charlotte. Please don't judge me. I barely see this stuff, but like I think her name's Charlotte. Don't judge me too much because of course it was a time back then. Screaming. I think I like Charlotte based off of like the aesthetic I've seen of her. And there's another one too. There's another one with like blonde, shorter hair. I don't know her name. My mom likes the one with the blonde, short hair though. She likes her. Oh, what's her name? Do you know what? I'm gonna watch the episode and be like, oh my gosh, Chow. Like immediately. It's this one. Me over here wishing I could share the movie Logan, even though it's rated R and way more intense than Deadpool, which is more comedy. Samantha. She likes Samantha. Yeah, she likes Samantha the most. And I seen vibes of Samantha and I was like, okay, yeah. I saw the audio, like, don't you want to judge me a little bit? And she's like, not my style. That audio's trending, and I know it's Samantha that says not my style. So I was like, okay, I kind of like her. That's my mom's favorite. She likes Samantha. I think I'm gonna like Charlotte based off of like her aesthetic. People post her aesthetic a lot. And I'm like, okay, that gives my vibe. Who do you like most? I'm just curious, real quick. Just tell me really fast. Just super secret. You have Logan on Blu-ray. That movie is so good. Screaming. That's cool that you have it on DVD, Johnny. Me, secret, tell me quick. You think you have it on digital too? You don't remember though? Well, okay, but I have to preface with I don't usually pick a fave because of a match to my own vibes. Like I don't see myself. No, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So you just like the character purely based off the character. Okay. All right. Let's hear it. You just pick them to love them. So you love Samantha too. Okay, so you love Samantha too. Yeah, seems to be a popular favorite. I think my mom's the same way. She's not like looking for who she's most like. She just likes a character. My mom likes Samantha too. You like Samantha. Fizzy says, Bessie, Samantha always says what I'm thinking. So you like, okay, everyone likes Samantha. Okay, everyone likes Samantha, okay. I can't wait to see which one I like. Based on vibes of themselves. So we're Samantha fans in this chat though. I feel like I'm gonna like Samantha too, but we'll see. I'm gonna try not to get too influenced by it. But I'm gonna start watching that show today. That's what I'm gonna do. What day is it? August 7th. Now better than ever. We'll watch SITC today to get over the fact that the Summer I Turned Pretty book is over. The first book is over. Kind of still sobbing over that, I'm not gonna lie. And then I think I'm gonna try to like, guys, my room is kind of hard to rearrange, honestly. My bedroom, not this room. I thought about streaming in there, like moving all my stuff in there to like stream in there. I'm like, that's a lot. I'm gonna think more about it though. I'm gonna try to come up with ideas today. Lisa Pop says, I think our character's personality just aged the best like into 2024. No, that's fair. It is an older show, huh? So there could be some things that don't age well. Thanks for putting that into perspective. I didn't really think about that. I really wanted to watch a show though. It seems like so good. Right up my alley. And I've been wanting to watch a new show that like gives the same as my other shows, like Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liars, Gilmore Girls, you know, all those shows I love so much, but I've watched them now like fully, so I'm like, oh, I need something new to watch fully. And I know that SITC has like the series, and then there's like the prequel series, and then there's like at least 3 movies, I want to say. You recommend to start with the series, right? How am I feeling? My sunburn still hurts, but I'm just hanging out. I finished the story, so I'm a little bit sad about that. Okay, so the series itself first. Okay. Let me try to catch up to you. I feel like I can do it. Especially if you're just hanging out, like you're kind of just lingering right now. I think I can catch up. Sky, yesterday I made it to 3 stars already. Wow, Logan, congrats on 3 stars, love. That's awesome. 3-star island. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do, guys. I got a lot of planning to do. I might put some polls out in the Discord, see what you guys are into. But I had a lot of fun today reading The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's a time capsule, I will say. I think you'll love the aesthetics. I know, me too. I think I will too. I got a lot to do. I'm hopeful the show's gonna inspire me. I'm gonna go put that on right now. I might have some lunch. It's 2. I got a lot of time. So this is about the time I'll be ending starting tomorrow. I'll be starting at 10, ending at 2 because school starts tomorrow. So wish us luck. The school schedule begins tomorrow. I won't be here because the school schedule begins tomorrow. I have some IRL things I need to do, including preparing for school. So I won't be here tomorrow, but I will be here on Friday. I'll be playing Roblox and probably telling you all the tea on how I feel about SITC. Like, is my audience old enough to say that word? GG to first school and GG to invest in mom. Yeah, it should be a day tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you think on that. Can I say that word? Are we old enough for that? Logan says I'm using the sand path more like a ranch. Oh, like a rant. Okay, for 2 seconds I was thinking the dressing, Logan. You're starting to use up event rewards now that you still have a bunch left to claim since the summer event ends at the end of the month, so you got your characters hitting milestone levels. Let's go. I think yes, but it's up to your comfort. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cozy. It's a title, right? I'm like talking about it like it's a title. We're transitioning. We're getting older every day. Maybe when I watch it, I'll be more confident. Screaming. I feel like the book made me say it. I feel like the book had me saying stuff. Anyway. here lies The Summer I Turned Pretty Book 1. It was a pleasure to read it to you. It was so good, honestly. I'm very excited for next week when we start book 2. I will see you on Friday, where we will reconnect. I will tell you how much I love the new series I'm beginning. We're starting Glee tonight as well. I'm starting 2 shows in one day. Whew, she's getting crazy. Join me on Discord if you'd like to watch Glee with me tonight. Yeah, wish us luck tomorrow at the house with the first day of school and all that jazz. And I'll see you Friday for some chaotic weekend beginnings. And then next week I'll be fully recovered from my sunburn on the grind. I cry grind. And we'll be consistently streaming Tuesday through Friday, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? Mark it in your calendars. Next Tuesday, we are so back. I'm ditching summer and this sunburn. I hope by the next time I see you, my sunburn's healed. Watch back my VOD for a crazy story time right off the start. And, what else did I do? Oh, yeah, and the book, obviously. And all of the previous sessions I read, The Summer I Turned Pretty, are available on my channel. So you can listen from page 1 to page 46 and hear all 46 chapters from me. Yours truly. Come back next Wednesday for the second book, okay? Come back next Wednesday. Join us in the voice call tonight for Glee. I'm looking for a friend to raid on Twitch. So sorry. Oop. She went quick. Okay. My friend who raided me the other day is doing a 12-hour stream today, so we're going to raid them. Support the 12 hours. 12 hours is a long time. So let's support them. Thank you for modding today, mods. I'll miss you tomorrow. I'll be back on Friday, 10 a.m., okay? 10 a.m. I should be already on the school schedule by Friday. So we'll see you 10 a.m. 10 a.m. You heard me? Copy and paste the raid message. Help me get to 1K on YouTube, friends. Subscribe on YouTube. We're really close to 1K if you're watching this VOD. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time today. Here's to It's Not Summer Without You next week. My name's Sky. That's with an AI. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm live Tuesday through Friday. I'll be back on Friday with Dress to Impress. Until then, have a good rest of your day. Be safe.